Hello, Deej. Oh, give me just a minute here. I just almost forgot to do something. This will be quick. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to make sure I put something in the fridge before I forgot. Oh, that's neat. It's got a little new detail here. Next right, Hulk of Ories. Liberation rites conducted 1. Rites since last liberation 2. Nice. Man, I hate that they have a reset campaign button right next to the reload button. One bad button press and all that progress goes down the tubes. I would be so upset. Okay, yeah, we did everything else already. So, now we continue on to the Hulk of Ories. Off we go. Yeah, it's not great. Oh, hey, let's crash into the Pyre Hearts. Hey, what was that? You overhear Sir Deluge in a full-on panic as his fellow Worm Knights attempt to calm him down. What do you mean it was the Nightwings? We're not to face them and are coming right again, are we? At some point, he realizes your wagon is aloft besides his own. You, Nightwings! This night shall not forgive your transgressions! Once we prevail over against whichever adversaries are doomed to face us next, then we shall come for you! Why must this knight be forced to fly so far above land and sea? I guess that's just a thing all the worms tend to have in common. They really don't like flying. Oh, let's crash into these guys too. You can hear the angry hissing coming from Udmilda all the way from your position. Ye think mayhaps the skies belong to ye. Foolish. The skies and everything above and below them belong to the astral born. Ye shall be smitten from his skies on his awakening. Now, be gone! Oh, Barker. Crash, crash, crash. Scourge of the skies. Oi, what the bloody blazes? Barker notices your wagon on his flank there and begins to laugh. Well, if it isn't the Nightwings, flaunting their fancy little flying wagon, eh? You think you're better than us, mates, eh? You ain't better than the dung I stepped in last night. Now get on out of here, or I've a mind to leap on over there and rip your gizzards out, you hear me? I love just being a menace and crashing into them. I got an achievement for that, by the way. No, I haven't. We'll worry about that if and when it becomes a problem. The Hulk of Ories. It has drifted here upon the sea for longer than one might expect. Perhaps you have already read of the doomed ship's demise and the embrace of unfathomable Plernes. The Sea Titan, once slain by the scribe under King Ories. Her brood lies dormant in the sea. Tales of her monstrosity long spread across the world. Some say it was the sea itself which preserves the ship's remains. Hidden properties within the water, sea creatures binding together ruined planks of wood. Those such as yourself and the chastity know it as another truth, I gather. The stars would not align over the wreckage if it did not have greater significance than it first appears. May you have good fortune there during the coming night. Okay, so we can go to Ragged Rock or Under King's Pass. We can also go to the Fathomless Trench. Under King's Pass, Faye believes the 8 scribes shall bless you here. The northern current towards the Hulk of Ories runs as quick as Under King Ories himself. The Fathomless Trench. The south current towards the Hulk of Ories teems with fish and other sea life. Faye senses the presence of the 8 scribes along this route. And lastly, Ragged Rock. The northern current towards Stormwall passed by an old carcass of a ship long gone. Sir Gilman believes the route should be clear if you wish to pursue your vocations. Ooh. Okay, we've got a dilemma here. The vocations sound mighty nice. You think so? Okay. You touch down at the Sea of Solace, where you first encountered Sir Gilman and the Pyre Hearts. You soon shall carry on by the sea, though for now you have some time to spare. Alright. The Beyonder Crystal seeks Sir Gilman. We also have another passage to read inside the book. The Sea of Solace. In the words of Molten Milithy, the Wild Witch, beyond a shallow, sickly gulf, our voyage grew increasingly forbidden and much harder to explain. How could a sea exist here at the bottom of the world? We could not deduce whence sprang this carcass of ancient sailing ships we found throughout the Sea of Solace, though the warnings that they signified we duly noted. It was here we first met Ories, called the Underking, who brazenly assaulted our small skiff, for we had trespassed in his waters. But when the Underking relented, for he witnessed Solium Mur in all of his doom and glory, soon he would side with us. Then with the Underking we sailed forth into a tempest beyond reasoning or measure. I agree. We should get those passive maxed out as fast as possible. There you are again, my lovely reader. How may I be of service? Ask what's on her mind. Leave me alone, reader. I am in no mood to talk at you this time. She is concerned about something, but you cannot sense what, and she refuses to say. I see little need to keep on blathering about to you, as I once did. I should not have let you in. Begone. My services are yours, but this place is my own. Aww, now she's closing us off again. Sandra, no, we were making such good progress. Come on, don't do that. Aww. Not a problem. Simply indicate who is to be my student for the time. Alright, Sir Gilman. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Sir Gilman. You think that dimwit of a worm has any chance? Perhaps you are correct, though I put little stock in him myself. Though, let us bring him forth. Soon Sir Gilman appears in heed of the summons. Master Reader, is this knight perchance in trouble for something? Well, you might be, depending on what Sandra has to say to you. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, worm. You answer to me here. As you will, Your Highness. Your Highness. I like the sound of that, though flattery shall get you nowhere here. Demonstrate your competence to me then, worm. You shall have to do it mostly on your own, though under the guidance of your lovely reader. I trust you are prepared. Of course, Your Highness! This knight accepts this challenge! Uh-oh! Oh, I can't get any bounties here? Lame. I gotta get them away from their fire. Got it. Oh, crap. You bastard, you ball-hugging prick. Oh, shit. What? Oh, they passed the ball right past me. That sucks. Problem is, if I get cornered, I'm screwed. Nope. Mine. Oh no! Oh, that's great. Okay, good. That gets rid of the one with the biggest aura. No! What? Oh, I see what they did. They temporarily dispelled their aura to make sure that I wouldn't get the effect off. That's kind of annoying. Shit! Uh-oh. I lose. Damn! Curses! Laughable. The worm lacks any concept of his foolishness. I would tell you not to waste my time, worm, but the truth is that my time here is for you not to waste. Do you think you could do better than that? Yes! We can do better. You think that worm shall fare better than before? We soon shall see. Fuck! The Honor Seeker. Nice, I got an achievement. Thankfully, most of these I just unlock as I go, which is pretty nice. Too close to the fire. I have an idea. No, that didn't work. I just have to bait them out. Shit. What? Why didn't my aura go off? Got it. There we go. Woohoo! Second try. Huzzah! This knight prevails! I have no choice but to concur with that assessment, Worm. Your performance was sufficient, and you have passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Huh. Sandra has consistently beaten me at least once over these next couple of trials. Why are they putting up more of a fight than the rest? Master Reader, this knight is humbled after passing that sorceress test. Whoa! By the scales of Under King Ori's! What is that you have there? The Ori scale. Sir Gilman jumps farther than usual. The Underking laughed aside deep wounds and fought and fought and fought. Down, boy. Sir Gilman wishes for you to come along on a routine inspection of the surroundings. You volunteer to survey the immeasurable depths around the Black Wagon together with Sir Gilman and Pamitha. Ah, my good compatriots, the Master Reader themselves, and Pamitha! Shall we be off then? The search turns up nothing much of note, though wandering with Sir Gilman and Pamitha provides reprieve from a long day on the road. Together you return to the wagon in somewhat better spirits. You should have some time remaining with which you may pursue your vocations. Alright. First things first. Okay, Ruki's got something to say. Out fishing. Nearby. Evaluating the flight systems. Patching up the woodwork. Perched up on the roof. Teaching the drive imps how to swim. Lost in prayer. And Ruki's right here. You find Ruki having just put back his Greentail family portrait. There is something of a wistful look in his eyes. The Greentail family, Ruki's well-to-do Kerr family tied to the Commonwealth's thriving mercantile industry. Then something comes over him as he moves in closer, lowering his voice. Look, chum, I gotta level with you about something here real quick. Truth is that I haven't been entirely upfront with you about my family situation. He hesitates a while and then, we ain't exactly quite as rich as I've been letting on. I mean, we do just fine and we got lots of money stored away. It's just mostly locked up in savings bonds and, He seems to catch himself in the middle of another tall tale and relents before you can respond one way or another. The situation is my mom back on the other side. She needs a little bit of help, financially and otherwise. All she's got now are my knuckle-headed uncles to keep her steady. Always told her I'd make something of myself, you know. I was just a clerk in her shop. Things started getting tough for us, so I started looking for all kinds of different work. Got in with some unseemly sorts, I guess, but the pay was real good. We took to shipping certain types of stuff down here, of all places, flushing it straight down the river, watertight. The pay was right. Mom was so proud of me. We were eating real good all the time. But you can probably guess what happened. I barely scraped by after they flushed me down here. Would have been food for a bunch of howlers had Jody not bailed me out of a tough spot one fine evening. As for my mom, she doesn't know the half of it. My uncles told her I'm away on business. Not entirely untrue, I guess, but if she knew, it'd break her poor heart. So, I don't know how else to put this, Tom, but I want to get out of here. Get back to what I was doing back home. On the straight and narrow, though. I'd go straight this time for sure. Just don't go telling anybody that old Ruki Greentail's just a mama's boy, okay? I got a certain reputation to uphold. He quickly scampers out the door. His past has been weighing heavily on him, but you sense he was sincere about wishing to lead an honest life. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Let's see for sure. Here we go. He was a trafficker. Dealing with contraband for long enough can lead to making many strange acquaintances. He was born under the Star of Arkay. He was born on the 4th of Fourth Moon, suggesting he is active and outgoing. Yep, his crime was smuggling. He was involved in the illegal operation shipping contraband to the downside, and his motivation was self-gain. The records state he sought to undermine the social fabric of the Commonwealth, and he's been down here for 4 years. So far, that is a life sentence. He barely made a living as a trader in the Commonwealth, trying to provide for an aging mother and several good-for-nothing uncles, until he found a much more lucrative clientele among the exiles to the downside. To them, he would ship various commodities, but as things were looking up, he was finally caught and cast down the river. There, after Dodariel saved him from a pack of howlers, he promised to repay her. So that must be how he met up with Barker. Barker was probably the one that he did the contraband jobs for. But if he got caught, so did Rookie. I bet you Rookie probably sold him out. That's my guess as to what happened. I'm sure we'll find out when we have to fight against the dissidents. Despite your growing knowledge of the Book of Rites, you have yet struggle to grasp certain aspects of its teachings. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. Let's push up our hope. Let's max that out. You extract a deeper meaning from the words and teachings of the Book of Rites. Once you feel it in your core, yet struggle to articulate. Inspiration comes to you in a flash. Whether from the book or within, you cannot tell. You gain the reader's influence. Spirit. 2 of 2. So now all Nightwings have +2 hope. Good. Let's continue on. To the Hulk of Ories. Ah, right. We're fighting Manly. That's correct. We're gonna go and kick Chastity in the teeth. En route to the Hulk of Ories, the wagon comes to a sudden halt. That does it. I am leaving. The cause of Judoriel's outburst soon becomes apparent. Well, Rita, darling, at least some of us know how to take a joke, wouldn't you say? Look, she was reminiscing once again about her soldier days, and I just happened to point out... I may have suggested the fiery destruction of the Spiral Sanctum happened on her former unit's watch. I mean, didn't it? Not that she would have made much of a difference. Had she been there herself, she ought to thank the saint that she was spared her exile here. Saint Triesta Tithys, 5th of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Disciplined or the Blessed Born, the eldest of the Heart Matriarchs, she anointed the Book of Rites and gave its words their power. I thought she held no love for your Commonwealth. I shall never understand what it is you people ever saw in that dreadful place. But I guess I hit a sore spot. I should probably apologize. She swoops off. There is no sign of either one of them. You organize a small search. It proves fruitless. But then, Jodariel returns, alone, as if nothing happened. She's back to her calm self. Let us continue. I regret the interruption. Pamitha soon comes back as well. Oh, don't you worry, darling. I have definitely patched things up between us. Honest. At least, I think perhaps I didn't make things worse. She returns to her business in the wagon. You make ready to resume your travels, but make a note to follow up with them. Alright. The Hulk of Ories and the Freedom Pact. Well, there's Pamitha. Jodariel's nearby too, so this might be the situation where we actually get them to talk. Sir Gilman is awaiting nightfall. Faye is wandering around. Tizo is scouting the grounds. Rookie's warming up. Tarek is strumming softly. Volfred is consecrating the grounds. Okay. Oh. Eat fruit! Nice, we got another downside berry. The Freedom Pact. In the words of Golgothian, the Master General, we rid the land of the impending doom, but faced another of its kind. For we knew that we were trapped. Yet for each danger we faced, for every failed ambush by the Arch, we met with gentle souls and kindred spirits in the downside, who deserved more than to fade from memory within this land. It was then that the stars themselves showed us the way. Delinething, a great voyage across the sea. I think that's what that word is. I've never seen that word. Delinating? I have never seen that word. Near broken we became, but then at last a moonlit vision, that of the rights. The rights! Thus shall they say with us, the 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may have ours. The Hulk of Ories. In the words of Luce Solarian, 100 Minds the Scholar, the Drazabon was first of many river ships to vanish in the downside. Delineate? Describe or portray something precisely. I've never heard that word. Although presumptions of its loss were not inaccurate. The doomed ship and her valiant crew had charted half the Sea of Solace ere the end of their brave voyage. The sea titan, unfathomed Plurnes, was not fond of the vessel sullying her sea, and split the doomed ship with a single swipe. No, I've actually never heard that word. I've never heard that word. I've never seen it spelled. That's a new word for me. The ship's own shattered prow would later end the Sea Titan's cruel reign, as the boastful Underking loves to recount. The stars themselves must have moved by this point. That point within the sea, now sacred, has the stars dancing in homage every now and again. Oh, I always learn something new when we tend to play games like this. They tend to use a lot of fancy pants words. Hold on a minute. Sorry, Bugaboo was trying to get back up on my bed. I think she's struggling a little bit, so I had to pick her up. She's fine. Alright, Pamitha, what have you got to say? You find Pamitha in the midst of a heated conversation. All I'm saying is, we're limiting not only our chances individually, but all your friends' chances as well. Jodariel seems to be considering whatever it is that Pamitha proposed. Reader, the harp here is suggesting that perhaps it would be best if I were to form an alliance with the ones whom I fought for the better part of my life. Just with me, Jodariel. I cannot vouch for anyone else. How utterly absurd. If we were in the Commonwealth, I would not have stayed my hand against her. That I can say for certain. However, as Hedwin would say, what happened back there? Perhaps none of that matters anymore. And what matters more is what we do from here. That is to say, I am willing to give it a shot. You mean you would be willing to conduct the rites with me? Yes. Excellent! I knew that she would come around. Thought she'd never come around, but I ought to give her the benefit of the doubt here. I'm grateful for your open-mindedness. No need to let old enmities between our ancestors ruin things between us, or the others in our little party for that matter. After all, do not push it with me, Harp. We shall see if the reader here is thus inclined to pair us in the coming rites. I am willing to defer to them. Anyway, you see, I think I managed to make amends there. Doubtless we'll get on swimmingly in no time. Pamitha and Jodariel are now willing to conduct the rites together. Hope for the best. Finally! It's about damn time. Yeah, honestly, me too. Jodariel and Pamitha give such, like, I hate you, but I love you, but I hate you, but I love you kind of energy. Like, they start out as enemies, they become the best of friends, and then they were roommates. That kind of shit. Alright, time to pay a visit to the slug market. Oh, hey guys, I think I got something here that maybe you might like. He shows you several bodies of multicolored liquids of some sort. Sun Serum, Star Serum, and Moon Serum. Sun Serum. For the next right, grant +4 hope. Drag to the talisman pocket to activate. Usable only once. A beverage brewed in pure sunlight, said to warm the soul of whomever imbibes it for a little while. Star Serum. For the next right, grants +4 quickness. Drag to a talisman pocket to activate. Usable only once. A beverage brewed in pure starlight, said to hasten the step of whomever imbibes it for a little while. And the Moon Serum. For the next right, gain +4 presence. Drag to a talisman pocket to activate. Usable only once. A beverage brewed in pure moonlight, said to stir the spirit of whomever imbibes it for a little while. Yeah, they taste pretty good, I guess. And besides, they can give you just a little bit of the lift you need. You know what I mean? You get thirsty for them, don't even worry. I can get more soon. How expensive are they? 37 a piece? Well, okay, 37 for presence, 35 for quickness, 30 for hope. We really don't have a lot of stuff I would be willing to spend, so... Tell your friends about us, because I already told mine. Alright, Deej, we're going up against Manly and his group. So he's a sap. That means he's got all the sap tricks, where he can throw out that little seed and teleport under the grass, all that kind of stuff. That being said, who are we bringing with this time? Jodario's pretty close to another level up, it looks like. If she participates, she'll get her next rank. The two lowest still are Pamitha and Sir Gilman. Pamitha, Jodariel, and Ruki. Okay. I can work with that. No, I think I would be fine doing that. We finally got the chance to put Jodariel and frickin' Pamitha into a party. I absolutely think we should take advantage of that. And then... yeah, no, I think putting in Ruki will be fine. Ruki fills essentially the same role that Sir Gilman would, so... However, I'm going to give him the Burning Promise instead of the Curse Fang. That way we can make sure, if Ruki gets it into the Pyre, we'll get some money out of it. Because we're hurting for soul. But I don't want to focus on just acquiring soul, because we need the passive bonuses and other things way more. Alright, this looks like we're good. Let's go. Everything is prepared, and the night is just beginning to take hold above the boundless waters of the Hulk of Ories. Then, Volfred gets your attention.
Reader, I suppose you might remember our first reading with that manly Tinderstaff. He would be mortified, of course, if you forgot. I would say that he is an embarrassment to my kind, but unfortunately I've known many others like him. We are a discontented people, I suppose. Anyway, when we last met him, you might recall that I avoided him. We are not good acquaintances or anything, but he knows enough people in high places that he could be harmful to our plan, should he know of my involvement. And so, Volfred dons his ritual mask. I shall have to be discreet here, as I am with the Nightwings once again. I can no longer hide from him outright. Perhaps, though, he shall take me for a common sap. Anywho, it seems to me we have a right to conduct. Whoa! Something else catches your notice in the sky. This time, new strange stars shimmer about the ones you recognize. The Greater Titans have returned. Uh-oh! Some of them, and merely in spirit, not in form. But these dark stars are a portentous sign. Though they may light your way, beware the path which they illuminate, reader. Henceforth, you may invite the influence of the Titan stars, omens in the night sky, each representing one of the downside's mythological monstrosities. Use the Titan stars for a greater challenge. Slain or routed long ago, the Greater Titans are an inevitable part of the legend of the Eight Scribes. Look upon them without fear.
Behold, the Titan stars.
Okay. At the start of the rite, your Pyre will automatically suffer 30 damage. Endriga the Widow, Star of the Blood Titan, once vanquished by Under King Oris in the Siege Dominion. The Limbless Arazek, your adversary shall have +8 hope, making them return sooner after banishment. Star of the Root Titan, once vanquished by the scribe Lucilorian. Yizlok the Astralborn, your adversary shall be more cunning and much quicker to react. Star of the Star Titan, once sealed away by the scribe Molten Milithi. Call upon the Titan stars to rank up faster. Nah, they're not worth it. I'm not invoking any of the curses for this game. Screw that. Not for this kind of game. I don't really think we need that anyway.
The Titan stars. Burning remnants of monstrosities felled by the scribes themselves. Who could stand against them in their fury? You are wise to have resisted their seductions, reader. Best focus on your adversaries, keen as they are to confront you once again. Put out their fire first, and show them the glory of the Nightwings. Now then, make ready for the rite!
My, what have we here? Why, it's the Nightwings! Come to grace us with their presence once again. Are you perhaps intent upon humiliating us even more after last time?
You sense Volfred reaching out to you.
Reader, let us indulge him for the time. Perhaps we shall reveal something we can use to provide a disincentive for his meddling. Just let him keep on talking. I shall attempt to remain hidden. And my, the colors of those raiments! I mean, they are rather gaudy in this light, I have to say. Though I mean no offense in this, of course. So, do you suppose the rite is going to commence soon? As much as I enjoy our little chats like this, I do have to get going soon. If you must know, why, I'm expecting an important message from the other side, no less. Come dawn, I hear something is brewing out there. Some sort of unrest. So yes, it is a very important message, sent all this way by one of those imp couriers, and I must say, those little things, their services are certainly not cheap. Though I am sure that I could get a good deal on their services, if you wish, perhaps, to contact a loved one back home. All I ask, of course, is that you stand aside and let the chastity prevail as well we ought. For I've a date with destiny not long from now, upon the fall of Solium.
He continues talking for some time, until at last the rite is set to start.
Oh my! Look at this wonderful assembly of exiles from all different corners. Such a colorful retinue you Nightwings have. You know, I've heard the most preposterous rumor about you, that you are harboring an especially notorious criminal, one who has designs upon the Commonwealth itself.
He looks right at Volfred.
But I could not imagine such outlandish tales could possibly be true. Anywho, I would so like to meet everyone here. Hello, good Nightwings. I am H. Manly Tenderstaff, and truly it is a pleasure to make your acquaintances.
Manly has intruded on your privacy as you set to choosing your triumvirate. He could not be less welcome, and seems to be searching for someone in your ranks. Manly seems very interested in your triumvirate. Manly seems to respond to behavior similar to his own. You could send him away. Perhaps a broken limb or two might cause Manly to think better of such antics next time. So either ask him to leave politely or warn him to back off immediately. As much as I don't want to play kiss ass, it would be a really bad thing if we tipped him off to something going on here. I say we ask him politely to piss the fuck off. What do you think, Deej? I agree. So we'll ask him to leave politely. You suggested, Manly, that perhaps he ought to check on his own triumvirate in the key moments prior to the rites.
Why, yes, of course, of course. I was just taking the opportunity to bid all of you salutations, for I so enjoy getting to meet my fellow exiles face to face like this. Yes, yes, there may be rules against this type of thing, but who's counting, am I right? I'm sure the scribes wouldn't mind if they were here. Anyway, now that you mention it, I ought to go and check on my wonderful colleagues. See you shortly, and good luck!
Manly leaves at last, leaving you to focus on the rites again.
Stand together here this night.
We got a bio update here. I also want to see what he has. Guardian Sapling. If Manly is banished, a sapling shall automatically spawn near his pyre until he returns. It is said that the strength and wisdom of the ages always followed in the root steps of Luz Solarian. Sturdy Sapling. After casting the sprout, Manly Sapling spawns faster than usual and gains a larger aura. The 100 Minds knew that all the knowledge of his ancestry was always there to guide him. And he has the Star Splinter. When prepping to fling the orb, the bearer's charge up screen is increased by 40%. A fleck of shaped rock fallen from the heavens. Its very shape tempts you to give it a good toss. That is a savage, so they're moon touched, just like Fae is. And they have the Righteous Flame. After dousing the bearer's pyre, the user's pyre is restored by up to 8. And he's got a worm too. And they also have Righteous Flame. What is Manly's bio? Okay. He was an ambassador. The Wesley Woods retain its sovereignty for complicated reasons he would be happy to explain. The Saps usher in a new age of industry for the Commonwealth in exchange for many benefits. Geminian. He was born on the 20th of 6th moon, suggesting he is thirsty for new experiences. His crime was bribery. He attempted illegally to quote-unquote grease the wheels of the Commonwealth Ledging House for self-gain. The records show he sought a seat in the Commonwealth's Council because I deserve it. And he's been in exile for over 20 years. So far, it is a life sentence. The offspring of a semi-famous sap industrialist, he was born into wealth and lived in the lap of luxury, never having to fend for his own. He was offered a cushy position that required little more than a silver tongue to convince the Commonwealth that he was being kept busy. He became good enough at doing nothing much that he started using his family's riches to raise his status. But one day, he attempted to pay off the wrong individual, who turned him in and sent him down river, where he now plots his glorious return. Both of those things got cut out from my chat, but I got the gist of what you said. Screw him, let's keep him in exile, quote-unquote, eat the rich. Alright, so... we're taking in Jodariel, Pamitha, and Ruki?
Jodariel,
Gotcha.
Pamitha, Ruki. Ow.
I swear, that manly makes even my skin crawl.
Are you quite ready, O Nightwings? I doubt you are. Because my colleagues of Chastity and I, we have a trick or two that we shall take you by surprise. Just watch.
Now begin. The Nightwings thus assert themselves. Didn't see it coming.
Too slow.
Oh, how very, very charming this display. But quit it now, and let old Manly put an end to all this before you make a terrible mistake.
Oh, you poor oof. You left
Shit.
yourselves wide open. Oh.
Too slow.
Jodariel doused the adversary's flames. Bask in the purifying flame.
One more and we win.
Your victory is at hand. A bit of a blunder.
Shit.
Your
Shit.
sputters.
We win.
And it is done.
Fuck you, Manly.
The Nightwings prevail again. Perhaps they do deserve their freedom after all.
If there was one triumvirate I don't want to lose to, it's
The
him.
right is done.
My word! How could this happen to me? You deceitful, ignorant, utterly uncouth pack of fools! Have you any idea of what you've done?
Volfred watches the outburst in silence.
Keep spouting off like that, Manly, and you shall reveal all we need to know. You harbor such fear within your heart there, don't you? Coming from the aristocracy and now in exile. How they must speak of you. What would they think of you if you don't get out, or even if you do?
Volfred remains deep in thought, studying his adversary.
There, I see. I see now.
Then Volfred recedes into the shadows.
What? My head! Woo! Oh, I believe there must be some sort of mistake. I have to go. Ta-ta! Fine evening to you now. It's been a pleasure, genuinely so.
Manly stumbles away in a stupor.
And there he goes. I've lifted certain burdens from him for the time. A bit of a mercy for his sake, and for my people's sake. As well, it should ensure he has no lasting memory of our encounter here, or running into me. Now, let us be off, before he catches up with us again.
The rights do tend to teach something.
There we go.
Utter nonsense. All of this, that we come this far. Fortune alone cannot be the cause.
Cool.
Until the stars align,
Back at the wagon, after vanquishing Chastity in a pitched battle, you are about to join the others discussing the outcome when Volfred finds you.
Good work back there, my kin. Though I'm afraid I must pull you away from any revelry, for there is something you need to see. Please join me outside. Look forth. The golden star reveals itself to us once more.
Indeed, somewhere deep in the infinite dark, a single star shines brighter than the rest. The path to freedom reveals itself again. Confirm your destination. This is it. It's time for the liberation rite again. Yup. How's our planner looking? Aldim, the 13th of 9th moon, 8:37 AS. The reappearance of the Titan stars is cause for some concern, though best ignore old superstitions and remain well focused on the task at hand. Once more are we able to travel to the fall of Solium. May the 8 scribes watch over us. It looks like our opponent this time is going to be the Fate. So that's Dalbert's pack. We managed to knock down the rest down quite a couple of pegs, but there wasn't much separating them and Essence from us, so we got lucky. The golden star burns bright over the fall of Solium. Dalbert is already on his way. Interact to challenge the Fate here next. Prevail, and one amongst you shall go free. The Fate are led by the cur Dalbert Oldheart. Alright, here we go. Time for our next liberation rite. The rites are calling you once again to the fall of Solium, where one among you may go free, should you prevail. It is as we discussed. The cycle of the rites is beginning to turn more quickly. Perhaps the scribes themselves have taken notice. Fortunately, having more frequent opportunities to free ourselves is not unwelcome to our plan. I suppose it's good for everyone, including Fate, who we shall oppose next. 33% chances of success. Getting to Mount Alodiel ought to be a little easier than before, at least. We should be able to make landing near some of the old monuments to the scribes. Let us set forth at dawn. Soon everyone is off to rest, as best as they are able, knowing that another chance at liberty for one of them shall soon present itself. Page revealed, the Chastity. Those bearing the name of Chastity all count themselves disciples of Lucilarian, the 100 Minds, known firstly for his wisdom, but also cherished for his modesty, integrity, and kinship. Manly is none of those things. Solarian's priority in forming his triumvirate was to instill in all his subjects a deep-seated deference and respect for the rules governing the liberation cycle. The cycle of rights need be respected to be understood, and needs to be understood to be respected, Solarian said. Thus, the Chastity are emissaries of the cycle. Should they earn back their liberty, then they shall spread enlightenment itself, and all of us shall grow. Again, Manly is none of those things. I'm starting to notice more and more that each of the different clan leaders right now are all just bastardizations of the scribe's teachings. That's a nice juxtaposition. I like that. Soulless Shell. The sparkling thing in its center is in fact its heart, which it airs out from time to time. A keepsake from the Sea of Soulless. Only a monster would attempt to remove the heart, or would have the strength. Faye is arguing with Tizo. Tizo is arguing with Faye. Ruki's nearby. Jody is braiding her hair. Pamitha is nearby. Sir Gilman is slithering in circles. Volfred is tidying up. And Tarek is singing. You call upon me for some purpose, my reader. Alright, Ruki, what have you got to say? You thought Ruki was trying to get your attention, but soon realized his attention is fixated on somebody else. Might I assist you with something there, Mr. Greentail? Ruki has not struck you as the sort to ever be at a loss for words, and yet, No, I was just trying to see if maybe.
Pamitha gives a laugh, not in an unkind way. At ease, Rookie darling. You should know I have no immediate plans to snatch you up and eat you for a snack, if that was your concern.
No, it's just, I mean,
What is it then?
Look, I've got this really stupid question here. It's been bugging me is all. It's just, us curs, we don't have many run-ins with your folk, and so...
What is your really stupid question, Rookie darling?
Okay. Here goes. How come you always wear that hat?
Pamitha remains silent for a time, and then... This helm was given to me by my blood sister on the night of my first kill. She slowly reaches for the helmet. Rookie Greentail, this helm, it means nothing to me now. I want you to keep it.
What?
Then Pamitha begins to laugh again. Come on, Rookie darling. You have got to stop being so serious around me all the time. I don't bite. Besides, we seem to make a decent enough team out there, I think. You're pretty quick. Rookie laughs rather sheepishly.
Alright. You got me pretty good there, sister. So, that stuff you said about the hat then?
Total nonsense. Mostly. I just happen to like it.
So, you're saying I can't keep it?
If I get out of here before you, Mr. Greentail, it's all yours.
It's a deal.
He skitters off before Pamitha can respond. She simply shrugs at you and smiles. I have to admit, I was kind of honestly hoping that the helmet was tying up her hair, and then once she took it off, it was just going to kind of fall off of her like feathers. Like, just long hair. But the bowl cut with the spikes, that doesn't suit her. It really doesn't. That's unfortunate. Alright, off we go. Whee!
Ooh, shiny.
Something about the strange island you see below draws your attention. Best to avert your gaze from the Isle of Kelmir. Even the scribes themselves ought to avoid the place. Let us fly on. A forbidden islet nestled in the Deathless Tempest. It has significance to the 8 scribes.
I'm looking around for shiny things.
Okay, we can go to Emperor's Fall or Emperor's Ascent. Alright, what do we get? A pathway on the outskirts of Mount Alodiel's nameless lower summit. You sense Rookie shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here. And Emperor's Ascent. A gap through the nameless lower summits beneath Mount Alodiel. You sense Pamitha shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here. So either Rookie or Pamitha are going to get a buff for this next rite, it sounds like. Who do you think should get it?
Pamitha? Alright. Pan, pam, pun, poon, ping, pong. You make landing on the sacred Mount Alodiel, upon whose summit the next liberation rite shall soon take place. You wonder who among you may regain his or her freedom this time. Volfred finds you after the post-flight inspection. We shall have to take the rest of the trip to the Fall of Solium by land. May we soon liberate another of our own there. That should raise the chances that our plan shall ultimately succeed. The Beyonder Crystal seeks Pamitha. Ooh. Out on a stroll. Nowhere to be found. Soliciting practice partners. Talking to the scribes. Giving himself a bath. Taking a nap. Out on a walk. A visit from my favorite reader. What is the occasion? Oh, we can talk to her again. I thought I told you to be gone. She is pushing you away as she did before. Perhaps I ought to cease my services to you, if you insist on disrespecting my wishes thus. Would that sound good to you, O reader? Imagine not having access to the loathsome trinkets which I grant you. Imagining those idiots of yours having to get by without my tutelage. I can imagine it's just fine myself. I was once a weapon, used to kill an emperor. Attempted to kill him anyway. Now I am once again a tool, being exploited, soon to be discarded. Go on then, leave me be. Go about your business, and let us pretend that we do not know full well how this shall end between us. Aw, Sandra! Baby, don't push me away! We were making such good progress. Certainly. Who shall be the target of my wrath, then, would you say? Pamitha. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials to Pamitha. Oh, you mean that feisty harp. She may yet be taught some manners, I should think. I shall attempt to bring her down to size. Let us bring her forth. Soon Pamitha arrives in heat of the summons. You called for me, reader darling. Ah, it's that crystal. Then let's hash it out. I'm ready. The aberration Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, Harp. You answer to me here. Ooh, a bossy one. Sure then. Go on, tell me more. Such a delightful student for a change. Come then, let us see what you can do. Left to your own devices, save for your reader's vigilance, of course. Let us show her what she wants to see then, reader darling. Damn! My aim was a little off. Got it! Cool. There, now, is everybody happy? Oh, happy as can be, my doubtless pretty harp. So good of you to ask.
On top of that, your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. You have my congratulations, both to you and to your lovely reader. Now, be gone from here, before I have any second thoughts. My, that Sandra sure could use a massage or something. So angry, isn't she? Say, what's that you have there, darling? Trieste's plume. When flying, after dousing the enemy's pyre, Pamatha may instantly return and deal 3 extra damage. She could no longer fly, yet her tears she shed for her assailants, for they could no longer cry. Cool. Seek the Harp Scribe's favor. Join Pamatha on a pilgrimage for Trieste Tithys. Later that day, you accompany Pamatha into the narrow passageway of the Emperor's Ascent. Throughout his youth, the prideful Emperor Myr misunderstood how close he came to ruin, where a monument to Trieste Tithys awaits you. Perhaps due to the nature of this place, you begin to sense Pamatha's inner thoughts, as clear as if she were speaking aloud. Talking to the dead again, Pamatha? Fine, why not? Ought to keep your mind off things. Just don't go getting your hopes up. Your life back there, it wouldn't be any better anyway. Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Trieste Tithys has shown you favor. At dawn, you shall begin your ascent. For now, the solitude here is fit for pursuing your vocations. Pamatha has gained +2 quickness for the next rite. Accept the blessing. And we can do a vocation. Sweet. Ruki is out on a stroll. Tizo's up in the rafters. Faye is staring at a book. Gilman is flexing his coils. Pamatha is nearby. Jadariel is staring out into the distance. Volfred is inspecting the wagon. Tarek is singing softly. Sandra is waiting for something to happen. You found Pamatha by herself again, though her expression has grown darker than her custom. Leave me be, would you, reader darling? Trying to get some good and proper moping done here, and you're distracting me. Leave me be, reader. Just leave me be, reader. Just leave me be. You don't want to know what's lurking in my heart or mind. What you'll find there isn't pretty. Yet something about her thought process is different to you now. You know that with her conditioning, she can resist your scrutiny, but now her thoughts are laid bare to you. Pamatha is alone with her thoughts. See what she is thinking. Would that we all could simply understand each other without the need for words. Leave her be. Pamatha knows how to volunteer her thoughts more readily if she has something to share. I don't know, dude. What do you think? Should we poke a little bit, or should we leave her alone? I almost feel like we should poke there a little bit. I thought so too. Pamatha seems to be inviting you into her thoughts. You remain there in that lonesome place with her. What is it going to take, I wonder, Tamatha? Shall I just go ahead and kill them all? That would be proof enough, perhaps, about my loyalties to you and to our sisters. Perhaps I ought to start with this one, right in front of me. The bond between you severs as Pamatha opens her eyes and stares at you. Then she smiles sweetly and gives you a gentle laugh. You see, reader darling, my thoughts are rather cumbersome at times. But do not fear, I have them very well under control. Still, thoughts being the loathsome things that they are, I nonetheless cannot fully suppress them.
She exhales and looks askance. You know by now why I am in this mess with all of you. You could say I lacked Tamitha's sense of commitment, her zeal. She lives only to see your nation overthrown, or something worse, if she could have her way. Centuries of conflict can be quite emboldening that way, especially when one's sister's leading cause of death is Commonwealth-forged steel. Wielded with the utmost mercy, of course. Well, I had little patience for the senselessness of it myself. I became a bit of a pariah, I suppose. I knew Tamitha was going to get herself and the others killed someday. So, when she was to fly out on this one big mission of hers, I had other arrangements made. But after she was caught, your people did not exactly uphold their end of the bargain. I knew there were such risks, of course, and yet a chance is still a chance. Tamitha was clipped and cast down. A mercy, they called it. I did not see it that way, and my growing protest of her treatment, I was soon enough to follow. She falls silent for a while. I haven't yet decided if I entirely regret my actions, but I do seek Tamitha's forgiveness, and wish that she could see my thoughts for what they are, as it seems you can. Then she might realize our nation's peoples have much more in common than she knows. Sometimes I wonder which of them is stupider. She brushes past you and out of the wagon for now. We got a bio update. Okay. She was a Talon, the fiercest squadron, we already knew that. She was born under Verdun. She was born on the 31st of 8 Moon, suggesting she is practical and easygoing. Crime conspiracy. She made repeated attempts to make contact with enemy combatants taken into custody. Her motive was insurrection. The records state she remained loyal to the High Wing remnants despite claims to the contrary. She's been in exile for 4 years. She was a Talon ace of the High Wing remnants, who possessed the talent of her sisters, but not their single-minded zeal. She grew weary of the fighting, and decided she would try to put an end to it. Thus, when a critical battle approached, the Commonwealth was waiting, and her own blood sister was among the harps captured and clipped. She was more guilt-stricken by this turn than she expected. When she attempted to contact her blood sister in exile, she was told that she could seek firsthand, and was exiled in turn. Alright, let's get these passives rolling here. You find a quiet corner near the Black Wagon grounds to delve into the secrets of the Book of Rites. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. The only one we have left to max out is Presence, then we can max out Glory. You attune yourself to the strange and mystic properties of the Book of Rites, embracing such as possible that which cannot be explained or truly known. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. You have gained the reader's influence, Tenacity. Each rank raises the fellow exile's presence, increasing the range of their aura. Got a +1 for now. Continue on your journey. The Temple High Road or the Temple Sistren? Okay, if we go to the High Road, Tizo will gain favor from the scribes here. If we go to the Sistren, Sir Gilman will gain favor from the scribes. What do you think, Deej? Bear in mind here, I think the characters that are actually currying favor are the ones we should take in. So far, Pamitha has her bonuses from the Harp Mother. Between Tizo and Sir Gilman, who's going in next? Okay. Agreed. Oh, I hate hiccups. Sorry, I was grabbing some water.
On the way to the summit, you pass a monument to Under King Ories, and Sir Gilman happens to take notice. You wish for good fortune in the coming of rights, and in your plan. As for Sir Gilman, have this knight's glory days gone by? He often wonders. Perhaps you know the answer to that. Please do not spoil it for him. He says little after paying his respects. However, as you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Under King Ories has shown you favor. Sir Gilman has gained +3 glory for the next rite. Alright, once again, up to the Gate of the Scribes. You and your companions gather once more at the Scribes' Gate, where a single narrow trail leads upward towards the summit, past an archway carved in stone. Come this way, please. The minstrel leads you towards the archway, where his counterpart awaits. The exiles of the Nightwings have returned. They have. Greetings, Celeste. She all but ignores him and motions to the rest of you. Now then, each of you in turn, please state your name and what it is that you seek whilst crossing the Scribes' Gates. Please just do as she says. Everyone steps forth, one after another, much like before. Tizo passes through the gate. Ruki passes through the gate. Sir Gilman passes through the gate. Pamitha passes through the gate. Jodariel passes through the gate. Faye passes through the gate. Volfred passes through the gate. No one is left to go but you. You step forth and declare yourself as you did before. The Guardianess of Scribes' Gate regards you with a still expression. Then she addresses all of you in her formal manner. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. The lone minstrel glances up at the Gate Guardian. You have our gratitude, Celeste. But she pays him no heed. Ah! Even Tarek calls her Celeste. I don't like that. For her, I don't think that sounds right. Again, you gain the top of Mount Alodiel, from which the downside sprawls before you. You wonder whether one among you shall soon follow headwind from this place. The Fall of Solium. In the words of Luz Solarian, 100 Minds the Scholar, from the top of Mount Alodiel, the downside may be seen in its entirety, or at least felt, since so much of the land is shrouded, but that is hardly all. Through a wondrous miracle, there lie upon the highest mountain an inverted fall, whose waters crash not toward the sea, but rush towards the heavens. We speculate these are the very waters which delivered us, but now bent backwards, seeking their return as do we all. In this phenomena can freedom be achieved, but only for the chosen when the time is right. There is a path to freedom we cannot traverse, but shall leave open for you, so that you may strive for it. Alright. Tizo is off on his own. Ruki is searching for something to drink. Volfred is reading the book. Sandra is training her senses. Tarek is preparing his songs. Jodariel is pacing back and forth. Pamitha is practicing her breathing. Faye is saluting the scribes. And Sir Gilman is awaiting nightfall. Alright, Deej. Let's make some last second preparations here for everybody. So, let's decide here and now who's going to be the one to take the big prize. Of the team that we're bringing in, which you had said should be Gilman, Jodariel, and Pamitha, who do you feel is the one that we should send back up? I think you said it was Jodariel last I checked, correct? Okay. I just want to make sure we're still on the same page. Alright.
Oh, hey, guys. No, it gets awful cold up here sometimes, waiting for customers. So, come on in, okay? And good luck in the big battle you think you got there. That's where you're going, isn't it? I heard it's gonna be exciting from my friends.
What's this? Infernal Bloom. After the bearer banishes an adversary by aura casting, an aura burst may occur at a 20% chance. Cannot be used by hearts or saps. A wilted flower that is all aflame on the inside, yet somehow insulates the heat. Yeah, I want the Stardust.
Pleasure was all mine and Dad's, you guys.
Alright, whose talisman's getting an upgrade? That's excessive. We don't need to do a whole +3 just for that. And the Burning Promise I can't use the Stardust on, so... If Gilman's going in with us, then I want to give him the Burning Promise. Pamitha is using... That'll let her charge even further. Okay. Alright, here we go. Time for our next rite. Commence the Liberation Rite. Here at the summit of Mount Alodiel, one among you may go free if you prevail. The time has come for your second Liberation Rite to commence. You observe the Lone Minstrel and Volfred speaking in hushed tones, but cannot sense the topic or the tone. Then Volfred looks up at you. I trust that you are feeling as prepared as possible, my kin. Each rite is consequential to our journey in its own respect, though these liberation rites have a more immediate effect. It's somewhat crass, however. I've gone and estimated by how much each of our companions may contribute to the outcome of the plan, should they be liberated here. Factors such as their previous occupations, innate tendency to lead, and oratory skills contribute to my assessment. It's nothing personal, for we are all in this together. Besides, we all ought to return in time, if possible. Know simply that for each of us who does go, in doing so, he or she shall raise our total chances of success.
Reader, this night you shall confront the Fates. They have already appointed Dalbert to be liberated, should they manage to prevail.
Ah, the old hound!
We all have faith in you, my king. And lo, even the stars agree on this account.
Oh shit, the Titan Stars! There's a new one too! Archbeast Sangrius! At the start of this rite, your adversary's Pyre shall automatically gain 30 extra fire. Star of the World Titan, once slain by the 8 scribes atop Mount Alodiel. Not for this. I don't trust that for the Liberation Rite. Definitely not. These are too important to fuck up.
Nightwings have returned unto the fall of Solium, at which the scribes first formed their sacred union. At stake this night is freedom and prosperity. But only for one exile who prevails in this liberation rite. Your many adversaries all did strive to earn this opportunity. 'Twas the fate which earned it. Who shall be absolved is up to all of you.
The pyre burns, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyre burns, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the Fates, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings.
The bent old cur Dalbert steps forward and struggles for a moment with his mask.
Greetings, old heralds. I am called Dalbert Oldheart. It is the greatest honor of my years to stand upon this sacred site, upon which the 8 scribes first anointed these glorious proceedings. Nightwings, we are honored to be in your presence once more.
Father, they are our adversaries, not our hosts. We need not be gentle with them. They shall do their utmost to keep you from your freedom. Dalbert, your son speaks out of turn. Control him.
My sincerest apologies for his unnecessary outburst. Alma, please, we have worked toward this opportunity, and we must make the most of it.
He puts his mask back on.
My son and I stand ready to begin.
Now then, have the Nightwings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct the liberation rites? Reader, I am bound to tell you this once more. The first companion whom you choose shall go free this very night, if you prevail. Only the enlightened may thus be anointed. Not all among you may be ready. The other 2 of the chosen triumvirate shall lend their aid. Nightwings, make your decision.
Who would you set free?
The only one who cannot be set free right now is Faye. No, wait, actually, interesting. Faye is unworthy, Sir Gilman is unworthy, and Pamitha is unworthy. So if it was going to be anybody, it would be Jodariel, Ruki, or Tizo. But we're choosing Jodariel, of course.
Jodariel.
If that is your wish.
Who shall lend her support?
Alright, so you said it was also... Yep, Sir Gilman and Pamitha.
Pamitha.
Sure, let's get her out of here then.
Sir Gilman.
By this knight's honor, he shall fight with all his might.
The choice is cast.
We give thanks to this opportunity to face you, O Nightwings. Now, let us strive to our fullest capability, with honor and with grace.
I like him. I think out of all the other triumvirate leaders, he's the one that most embodies what it means to be a leader. I like Dalbert. It's a shame. If it were up to me, I would just let him go. But we got our own things to worry about. Sorry, old man.
Save your strength for the rites, Father, and for your voyage home. Let this be our final battle against them.
Sorry, kid. Your old man's sticking around.
Commence.
Shit. I'd actually like to hear this track in isolation without the sounds of the game going on around us. Nice. There's a little bit of extra money for us. Crap. Damn! You're wide open.
Hear us now, O noble Jomer, for we beseech you. Surely we cannot prevail without your aid. If ever you have heard my prayers, I beg of you, please smile upon us now.
Whether from his prayer to the scribes or simply from Dalbert's resolve, something comes over your exiles here. If they are banished now, they shall not soon return. Oh, shit! So us getting banished is going to be a much harsher penalty now. Oh, shit! That's by a lot, actually. We can't, Deej. You know we can't. I want to too, but...
And there it is, at last. The Nightwings proved their worth.
I'd argue
Their
out of anybody,
adversaries,
Dilbert is
they
the one who
defeated
should have deserved to go
utterly.
free there, honestly. Of all the pack leaders, it should be him.
Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Alas, my son, once more it seems that I have failed you.
Father, wait! What good is freedom to us anyway if we would be apart? Looks like even his son agrees. Oh, look at her! After all this time. She turns her gaze towards the rest of you. I never thought this day would come. I have all of you to thank for this, for doing this for me. The life that I recall back in the Commonwealth was at times difficult, and I am much older now. I know not what I shall find on my return. However, I know this. If that place is still like the Commonwealth I left so long ago, then I shall strive to make it better, for as long as I retain my strength and breath. Yeah, almost. You see her smile faintly as she disappears into the shimmer pool, though you can still hear her voice, though faintly now. Farewell then, reader. All of you. For now. Jodariel has earned back her freedom. Jodariel is set to return to the Commonwealth and leave the downside forever. May she return in glory.
Godspeed, Captain Jodariel. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again. Until the rites begin anew.
Father, wait!
Calm yourself, my son. The liberation rite has ended.
But, no! How can you be so calm even now, after what happened?
Did you strive this night with all your heart, Ulmer?
Yes, but it was not enough. It was not enough.
No, my son. It was enough. It was more than enough.
Father. Oh, I feel so bad. You return to the wagon after having prevailed against the fate in the liberation rite. That's one less mouth to feed.
Perhaps this knight may regain his honor.
You succeeded in liberating Jodariel, who has returned to the Commonwealth in glory. She was a grim, long-time resident of the downside, grown accustomed to surviving there. She has regained her freedom in the liberation rite. We did what we could. With each liberation rite, we strive to advance our plan. A brighter future awaits us at the end of our path. For now, we must persevere. 41% now. Nice. Speaking of which, reader, I take it you have seen the stars, or should I say the lack thereof? You have, or did. Once more, the sky is all abysmal darkness. Following the liberation rite, no stars illuminate themselves to guide you further on your path. Then let us go once more to Moonlight Alcove. I have an errand I must run. Besides, once we arrive, best we recover now and make our way southward at first light. Ah, Tarek is here. Yep, Jodariel is liberated. Fashion from Howler's hides sends their ilk a clear message while reminding you of Jodariel. Keeping an eye on things. Tarek is nearby. Ruki is playing with the imps. Tizo is hunting for snacks. Faye is climbing around outside. Sir Gilman is admonishing himself. And Pamitha is out on a short flight. What do you have to say, Tarek? After the liberation of Jodariel, you find the lone minstrel back in the wagon, looking as though no such thing had just occurred this night. You think you see him tilt his head as you approach. Some words of congratulations are in order for you this evening, I should think, reader. And so, congratulations on prevailing in the liberation rite. Surely Jodariel shall be most grateful, and her safe return unto your commonwealth ought benefit the plan in which you all now play a part. As for your adversaries of the fate, this must have been a bitter loss for them and Dalbert, although they must have known their chance was far from certain. Thus shall we all wait the next turn of the cycle of rites. Celestine and I are to return to our respective duties for the time, as now Scribegate is sealed. I await when next we shall meet, when next you may yet live up to the glory of the Nightwings in the eyes of the 8 scribes, which yet shine down for us. He trails off, then nods to you in his cordial manner, and bids you a good rest of the evening. The Fate. In the words of Haub the Swallow, the Accursed, the Fate united under many main the Alpha Chief. He is brash but follows his traditions. He prizes faith, discipline, and honor, quality he seemed to lack at first. He formed the Fate under the precepts of olden bylaws of the four-legged ancestors. They believed in a certain natural order in the way of things. Many Main wanted for the Fates to likewise show respect. Initially, he only chose from the other curs. He, however, urged the Fate to replenish their numbers from any race or ethical group thus willing. Thus shall they anticipate what is to come, with open eyes and minds, and never frown upon that which is in store for them. Oh yeah, no. Dalbert embodies these principles to a T. More than any of the other pack leaders, he really holds up to his triumvirate. He's a good man. Oh, mercy. In the words of Trieste Tithys, the Blessed Born, mercy is the beating heart of a truly free society. Mercy even for the perpetrators of the darkest deeds. As our liege Sulliam Mur drifted in an ocean of regret, he found there mercy, or rather, it found him, and it saved his life. Mercy and freedom, they are intertwined. A society which raises a clenched fist against its own shall follow the doomed path of the Emperor of Sahar. Ours shall be a merciful society. May the perpetrators of the darkest deeds be sent to join us here, where they may learn as we have. Mercy shall engender? Yeah, mercy shall engender union amongst all of our different kinds. We shall stand shoulder to shoulder, equally in the same society. I like that. Continue your journey. Well, off we go. A small landing in the dark side of the Sacred Mountain. Volfred indicates you can await the next cycle of rites here. You once again find yourselves amid the quiet nooks of the Moonlight Alcove. Here you can wait the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. Bide your time. Hold up with your companions until the stars align once more.
We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do.
There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night. The stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are all a part of is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the Liberation Rite, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening amid a downpour, with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volfred requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled, and Volfred regards the group.
Everyone, there is an aspect of the plan which I have not talked with you about at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them?
He lets the question hang in the air for a moment.
I'll tell you what I see in all of you. In all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our Commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness. I think, reader. I believe the scribes themselves desire, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together, they created all this ceremony for which we are now a part. The exiles liberated through their rites went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Milthi, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. 4th of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Impassioned, or the Wild Witch, the mistress of fire and dust, claimed she could shatter the world with a flick of her wrist. He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. It is my pleasure to introduce you to a dear old friend of mine, whom I believe you have met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by way of greeting.
We are to understand that you require further aid from us.
Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rites as well.
Bertrude looks to you and your fellow exiles, each in turn.
We frighten ye, apparents.
Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions.
Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them.
She takes her leave without another word.
Please excuse Bertrude's blood. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it.
Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Bertrude has joined the group. You sense her powerful presence. Welcome her aboard.
Now then, my king, perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more up there beyond those stubborn rings, meaning it is time we got back to business.
Indeed, once more several stars shine bright within the cold and storming sky. The stars themselves await the will of the Nightwings. Choose your path towards salvation. Alright, here we go again. So, Trieste, the Silver Star. That will take us against the Accursed. Nilithi, the Bog Star, will pit us against the Tempers. And going back to Jomer, it will put us up against Barker and his pack. Lundium, the 26th of 10th moon, 8:37 AS. My dear friend Big Bertrude, she observes an unseen pattern in the stars. It seems we can now estimate how many rites remain until the next liberation. So, we have 3 rites until the next round. So far, the Essence is in the lead, followed by the Withdrawn, then the Dissidents. The Accusers, Chastity, the Pyre Hearts, the Tempers, and the Fate. Our chance of success right now is at 41%. So you said fuck the Tempers. Does that mean you want to go and take on Ignarius? Kick him while he's down a little more? Because believe it or not, aside from the Accusers, they're the Triumvirate that's lost the least. Alright. We'll go and kick Ignarius in the teeth. Besides, I bet it's gonna piss him off that he sees Jodariel is gone.
Again, we are to face the demon Ignarius and his brothers, the Tempers. He is living proof of how the rites favor raw strength of will and body.
Volfred then offers you such details as he knows of your next adversary.
Ignarius.
Ignarius, a longtime resident of the Downside, as evident by his appearance, the strongest of the Tempers. He has waited years to earn his freedom. Born to a middling Commonwealth family, he got into trouble early and often, but found his calling in the Commonwealth's not entirely legal red light district. There he took many jobs, most involving his sheer size. Most notably, he was a bouncer at the Starry Eight, where he came to symbolize its reputation. An infamous tavern within the Commonwealth. It is wildly believed the Commonwealth officials sometimes showed up incognito here to blow off some steam. One day, a particularly belligerent guest got under his skin, so he gave him a tremendous thrashing. The club clientele all gave a cheer. However, the guest turned out to be a wealthy chamberlain, who then exploited his connections to have Ignarius arrested, then exiled. This was 14 years ago. In the Downside, Ignarius dropped his given name, as is sometimes the custom, and survives alone through his tenacity and strength. In time, he drew the notice of the Tempers, who revealed to him the rites, recruited him into their ranks, and let him work his way up. Now, at last, it is his turn.
Ignarius struggles to return to a place that wants nothing to do with somebody like him. He should never have been exiled. Anyway, my king, I'm off to rest.
You wish a good night to Volfred. Your travels shall continue at first light. Hello, Bertrude. Bertrude's deck. Unusual etched cards depicting the greater titans, probably for curses and enchantments. Pamitha's Moonshine, training with Sir Gilman. Sir Gilman is training with Pamitha. Faye is making dust drawings. Tizo is eating leftovers. Ruki is chasing something. Tarek is nearby. Sandra is pacing aimlessly. You have returned, have you? What is it you require? Farewell for now, then, reader. Before we go and talk to Bertrude, let's take a look at her. Ah, no wonder they added in Bertrude, because we would have been down to only 5. Okay, Bertrude, the Serpent Queen. She is a bog dweller once feared and respected in the Commonwealth for her sorceress work. Fire the aura in a wide wedge pattern. Launch forward across great distances. Slither forward and much faster but with less control. she's actually almost ready to level up. If we take her into another rite, she'll get the experience points she should need to level, for the most part. She is a crone. Bog-dwelling serpentine creatures known for their bluntness, stubbornness, and wisdom, and she is an alchemist. The Commonwealth tolerated the Bog-Weather's desire to produce their sorcerous trades. She is a bog-dweller of considerable notoriety here in the Downside, and runs a sort of business bearing her own name. She has a foreboding way about her, but her respect for Volfred is evident, and even borders on affection. She seems to know much of the rites, despite not having conducted them prior to joining forces with you. So she is strong. She's about as strong as Jodariel, and her aura is almost as big as Jodariel's is too. She's not very quick to respawn, and she's about as fast as Jodariel was. I think making her faster will make her really scary. So she's going to be essentially our party's new Jodariel. If we need a heavy hitter, we bring out Big Bertrude. You find Big Bertrude looking around the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you, and her expression does not change.
Such a clutter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in Flagging Hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred.
She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone from the southern bogs can induce paralysis, or worse.
That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. 'Twas a feat we wish to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou can understand the Book of Rites.
Then she backs away, for someone else has joined you.
Hail, Bertrude, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present.
It is possible that Volfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some.
That would be agreeable with us.
Then after you, madam. As they depart, you think that the lone minstrel nods his head your way. Whew! Thanks, Tarek. The rites of flame. In the words of Sulliam Mur, the last of his name, with these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the rite of flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. Alright, Deej. We the 8 decree... you know what, actually? I'll wait a little bit, because I actually don't want to have you miss out on anything.
Okay. I don't exactly know when Deej is going to be back, so I don't want to read the book without him here. So let's do a practice write really quick. Oh, good timing. I wasn't sure how long you were going to be, so I was just about to go into a practice round against Sandra while I waited for you. I didn't want to read the book or go into any of the lore without you present, so... Okay, now where were we? Now I don't remember which is the page we left off on. You're welcome. I love you too, little bro. Here we go. In the words of Solium Mur, last of his name, with these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the right of flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We the Eight decree the right attest of one whose worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now until the stars abandon us, this shall be binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rights are to regain their freedom from the downside, and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rite as one of 9 triumvirates, and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. Essential structure. In the words of Solium Mur, last of his line, the essential structure of the rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars within the dark of night, shall 2 triumvirates stand in opposite position, far enough afield, beside their consecrated pyres, symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, 3 shall act as one, to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just in themselves. Triumvirates shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversaries, whose flames are only to be staunched through a celestial orb descended from the stars. Whoever's pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirates are to disperse. Searching the stars, in the words of Solium Mur, last of his line, we the 8 have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age. Heed their guidance and ours. The stars take many cycling turns. The rites commence at their behest upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this book bestowed upon your triumvirate, you the reader shall perceive under which the stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead as your adversaries shall. If neither of you fails to appear, then neither of you will walk the path. Whether you prevail or fall upon that point, the stars shall guide you on. Before each rite, in the words of Solium Mur, last of his name, the rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are complete at a celestial landmark, ere the stars align. Exiles shall conduct the rites bearing this book, with each of each which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred raiments fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Alodio. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent all of us. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre, and consecrate the grounds using the words, "The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours. The heavens shall respond when all is set." Are they those, I have a feeling they're like those combo things, like those pretzel snacks that usually have like cheese or something inside. The Law of Three. In the words of Solium Mur, last of his line, during the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one, unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as a single mind to demonstrate their faith and recognize that as we are the eight, that they, as we the eight, cannot prevail alone. Their will shall be determined both by their actions and their peers. Oh, dude, there's no way I'm gonna know. Because, like, no, there's no way I'm gonna know what you have. Triumvirates lacking experience in this may designate a reader, whose focus on this book may help the others to coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rite firsthand shall walk the path towards enlightenment, and become eligible to regain their freedom. The Burning Pyres. In the words of Solium Mur, last of his name, at the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared, and thus the two opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus shall commence the rite. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed, before, during, or after the rites, lest the disobeyer suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying fire. Plunge into it headlong without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom within the flames. I mean, probably Caesar dressing, and then my guess is tortilla chips. The Aura. In the words of Solium Mur, last of his line, exiles bearing the raiments and the book reveal their hidden inner aura in the color of their flame. The aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rites. Should one's adversary cross their aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nonetheless. Seek the pyre's light and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes their aura. Exiles gain greater aura while standing side by side with their triumvirate, for we gain strength together. Exiles may cast their aura through sheer force of focus on upon this book. I know you do. It's your comfort food, one of your comfort foods. The Celestial Orb, in the words of Solium Mur, last of his line, as the two flames are lit, so shall the Celestial Orb fall upon the heaven. But one such orb shall be availed by the stars, requiring the triumvirates to vie for it. To its cosmic connection to the flame, the raiments and the book bestow the necessary qualities for its bearers to prevail. Effortlessly sail the orb between the three of the triumvirate. It seeks the grasp of whomever acts among the three. Once grasped, the orb shall draw within it all of the bearer's aura, fueled by their triumvirate's own fire. It is then to be cast into the flame. In the words of Solium Mur, the last of his line, in each rite we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or we fall, indeed. Though failure do we tend to learn the most valued lesson, provided we survive. None among us have prevailed without end. Exiles who walk the path toward enlightenment shall, at times, be struck by an epiphany and achieve mastery in some aspect. Choose well amongst the blessings we bestow. Thus you may yet achieve your potential and surpass your adversaries. Excuse me. Whenever you prevail, your triumvirate earns favor. In time, the triumvirate with the most favor shall be summoned to the liberation rite, to earn a chance at freedom. Then the cycle shall begin anew. Liberation. In the words of Solium Mur, last of his name, the liberation rite takes place upon the fall of Solium under a blood moon, witnessed by the heralds from the stars. There the most favored triumvirate shall confront the one which we appoint. These two triumvirates first shall pass through the scribe gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. Only the most enlightened exiles within each triumvirate may be anointed for a chance at freedom. Two of their companions shall support them whilst they strive. The anointed champion of the triumvirate which prevails then shall plunge into the shimmer pool and return in glory. Oh, that was a lot of reading just for that one passage.
Okay, let's keep going. You rise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you.
Good morning, reader. Bertrude. I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable.
Nay, Sandalwood. The comfort of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this.
The reader here shall do so. Once the group is ready, I thank you for your patience.
Off we go. Time to go and kick the tempers in the teeth. Soaring far above the Solorian shore, you notice Pamitha gazing down at the frozen cliffs below.
That damned place down there, I like it least of all. I think amongst everywhere we've been, I'm thankful that there's been no reason to return. Reminds me of my home is all, the highway remnants. We all grew accustomed to thinner air amid the cliffs that breach the clouds above your commonwealth. But it was not the nicest place. Little wonder that my sister settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land, there, by the nest of Trieste.
One of the downside celestial landmarks. The exiled heart matriarch lived in solitude there amongst these very cliffs.
Anyway, I am pleased to have spent as little time here as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go about our business.
My, that was a bit of a close call. There, Nightwings. You think you can simply cut us down like last time, is that it? Now then, we've most pressing engagements soon, so I'm afraid we've little time for chat. Much as I do cherish our exchanges, I must beg your leave until some other time.
Fuck you, Manly.
Oi, mates! Who ran into us again? You gave us a proper licking last time, and we owe you for it. You know, I gotta say, I kinda like your style there. Come right on crashing into us like you ain't even care. That's pretty good. Keep telling my mates here we ought to do the same.
I love just being a menace. Wait, what symbol is that? Oh.
Unbelievable. Again, our hatred enemies befall us. Those who vanquished us before, stoking yet hotter our deep hatred. Would that those blasted rights did not impose such arbitrary rules. We would then use our talents, here and now, rather than words. Know this, you fools. However high you may attempt to fly in that abomination, you shall always be beneath us.
Oh, I just saw the Pyre hearts go by. Come back here.
Oh, not you again! This is really going to hurt again, isn't it? Just leave this wretched knight in peace. He wants nothing more to do with you. So go away!
The old man and his pack get spared. I don't want to bump into them. They're nice.
A gloom hangs thick above the pit of Melithy, and all around, you are brave to seek your adversaries here again, reader. Many in the downside believe it to be nothing other than a foul den. They take the tales of Yzlok Astralborn to be mythology, established through retellings over time. You have met others, such as Witch Udnilda, who believe otherwise. Although whether their beliefs, I know none of who would go near this place unless the stars demand it. Thus shall your coming right against the Templars take place in complete secrecy, as the rights always have.
Bertrude slithers up to your black wagon, passes the skies above her former abode.
Our kind who look below, they would scarce believe we soar above them now. We told them when Sandalwood came to fetch us that we should not return for some time. Our most accomplished laborers, with whom we share so many moons in exile, we trust they shall carry forth the reputation of our services, for we taught them all we know.
She seems almost nostalgic as she lists off the various services provided at Big Bertrude's.
curses, balms, potions, powders, cleansing reagents, sleep medicines, fungicides, seances. Big Bertrude's earned quite a name for itself throughout the downside, for those and other things.
When we are finished here, provided we do not return from whence we came, we shall return to our establishment and carry on our business there, for there is much demand.
Okay, there's 3 different spots we can go. Cold Moat, Faye expresses interest in taking this route to the Pit of Millithie. Plague Mount, Falcon Ron may be passing through here with a special offer. And Fallowfield, the Lone Minstrel knows a task along this route through which you may earn some Stardust. Okay? So Ron's got a special item, Tarek will give us Stardust, and Faye wants to go through Cold Moat for some reason. What do you think? I'm kind of curious what Ron's got. We haven't actually gotten an idea, like an offer for something special from him yet, so I'm actually curious what it is. All right. You arrive again in the darkest corners of the Flagging Hands, already anticipating the stinking feeling that comes with this place. This time, Bertrude has something to say for it.
We shall show ye how to withstand the less pleasant qualities of this locale.
She reveals various salves and minor enchantments to help counteract the spirit-draining effects of the region. Soon everyone is feeling better, if but for the assurances. Henceforth you shall not suffer penalties to hope in this region. Thanks be to Bertrude. Oh, thank God. It's a good thing we waited for her before we got here. Practicing her sorceries, having a look around outside. Volfred is nearby. Tarek is out on his own. Tizo's eating with Faye. Faye's eating with Tizo. Gilman is wallowing on his own. Sandra is laughing softly at something.
You bring me brie for prey from my solitude. Would seek you in exchange.
She still won't talk to me. Flagging Hands. In the way of Molten Millithie, the Wild Witch. Beyond the valley lies the Flagging Hands, which could be called a swamp, if an entire sea could merely be a lake. Soon after our arrival, several of us fell into dark despair. Such were the enviros. I found it rather fascinating, though. It held aspects reminiscent of the southern bogs we dwelt in as a tad. We grew accustomed to the dampness of the air and grew to savor certain twigs and beetles. It can be said that Flagging Hands are an acquired taste, recommendable only for those who are the same bent or perhaps the downside's native imps. The sea surrounding the enviros on 3 sides appearing insurmountable at first. Alright, Volfred, what have you got to say? Volfred is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles.
The road to freedom, written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel at how absurd all of this is, my kid. Tell me something, though. You spent much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in such detail. You've had some time to run through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss?
Volfred wants to know your thoughts about the Book of Rites. You find it fascinating. You have come across more than your fair share of books, but none quite like this. You find it tedious. It is an archaic volume dense with lore you do not consider worth at this point. You are not concerned with at this point. You only skimmed it. You would rather reserve judgment until you have had more time to read. You cannot say. The Book of Rites is meant to be experienced and cannot be described. I say I find it fascinating. I think that fits our character, considering we're such a bookworm. What do you think, Deej? Deej Bob, me boy. I mean, I say I think we find it fascinating. Because we're already playing our scholar, our reader, kind of like a bookworm, so... You tell Wolfred the book has fascinated you, and that you have never seen anything quite like it. He nods slowly as you describe your experiences with it.
I share the sentiment. To have in our passion a genuine artifact from a forgotten time. How much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of the events? I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit.
He puts away his own copy of the book with care.
It is amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made from has withstood the ravaging effects of time as well. And the ideas they contain, they remain rather provocative as well. To think that the Commonwealth disavows the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Although the reasons why are in there written plain. How fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you will have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them.
He turns his attention to other matters and bids you a good afternoon. Alright, Ron. You shall likely have to suffer his small talk, but may procure something useful in exchange. Here in the darkness corners of the Plague Mount, you encounter a familiar face, hawking his wares as always. He sidles right up to you. The middle route through Flagging Hands cuts straight to the Pit of Milithy. An ugly little trail here is often used for shelloping bits of contraband across the downside.
Oh, hey guys. Funny running into you out here. You guys alright? Anyway, I gotta say, I got just the thing for you. It's condition, and although I haven't seen it exactly, I'm really sure it's something good, okay? So you want this thing or what?
He is offering a sealed talisman. No telling what it is for certain, although you sense its power. Such an artifact would likely cost much more once on display. You only have 45 soul. Ron offers his best. Falcon Ron's best offer for this item is 100. Damn it! You genuinely try to avoid spending hard-earned soul on mystery items you cannot evaluate. What a waste. You decline Falcon Ron's offer, but he just shrugs and grins, as is his custom.
That's okay, you guys, because somebody's gonna buy it anyway. So let's go find him, Dad.
He goes on his way, whistling some sort of grating tune. You return to the wagon and consider which of your vocations to pursue. Well, that wasn't a total loss. We got a vocation out of it, so that'll give us another point towards our book. This afternoon, you feel especially drawn to the Book of Rites, and find a place to look upon its words. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. This is our last point of presence, so... The textures of the pages of the book, the foreign bindings, despite the volume's age, it shows so little sign of wear. At times, the power emanating from it almost overwhelms you. Inspiration comes to you in a flash. Whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. You've gained the reader's influence, tenacity. That's a full aura. So next up, we're going to improve our glory, which will be the damage all of our characters do to the flame. Off to the pit. Hello, Ron. The Pit of Milithy. Oh. Flagging fungus occasionally produces a foul-tasting mushroom that are strangely satisfying to pluck from. Receive the black cap. Oh, it's another way for us to get money. That's useful, actually. Alright, what does the book have to say about this place? The Pit of Milithy. In the words of Lucilarian, 100 Minds the Scholar. If there is one celestial landmark in which I would never wish to tread, unless, of course, the stars beseech me to, it has to be the pit. 'Twas dark in there beyond all reckoning. If not for Milithy's sorcerous lantern, all of us would have been lost. What lies within the pit is not to be invoked, although I have no doubt our goodly Underking shall be unable to prevent himself from boasting of how Milithy sealed it there for an entire age. The thing yet lies there, in the depths of, on the edge of death. Though its connection to the stars, it gives the pit significance. Walk there with courage and a steady mind.
Hey, you guys, where's your friend? You know, the big one with the horns, likes frowning, stuff like that? Something happened there, or what? Heard a crazy story, she just flew on out of here or something. Anyways.
That's a scoop of Stardust for a +4.
See you guys again sometime soon, maybe? Okay, because I gotta say, you're my favorite customers I had all week.
That'll raise Faye's aura size up a little bit more. Okay, Deej. Who are we bringing in this time? Who are we putting up against the Tempers? I would suggest that Bertrude be one of them. She needs the experience. Bertrude, Rookie, and Faye? Alright. I can work with that. Once more you have returned to the Pit of Milithy, and your companions stand ready beneath a still night sky, awaiting for the commencements of the rite. You overhear some of their words to one another as you await the signal in the stars. This night awaits our glorious confrontation against the Tempers. Any moment now.
You think my old chum over there is gonna put me in this time, or what?
Just then you observe a glint of starlight that begins to shine above, and your companions soon fall silent. Yes, Rookie, you're gonna get your licks in this time. Another star beast. Unfathomed Plurnies. Your adversaries shall each gain +8 quickness, making them move faster. Star of the Sea Titan. Once slain by the scribe under King Ores. Man, screw that. Quickness is the last thing I want to give them.
much vaunted reader has returned. And it would appear their ranks grow stronger.
Man, that thing is huge.
Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this rite shall be the Tempers. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
Hey, look who wants a piece of us again. It's the damn Nightwings. Here to knock us down another peg or two again, I guess. Well, at least you got old curly horns out of this dump. I gotta give you that. One look at her, and you just knew that she was too good for this place. Although maybe that ain't saying all that much. Any of you Nightwings see her again, you tell her something from me. You let her know Iggy says hi. You let her know. Not that she'll remember some dumb lump like me.
Then Ignarius shoves on his mask.
Alright, Tempers, let's give them like we still got a chance.
Hold a moment, reader.
No, hold a moment, reader.
The crone Bertrude slithers in, wearing the raiments of the rites.
Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you become familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make her use of her abilities, of course. Good Bertrude, please show the reader something of your aptitude.
We expect thou shalt soon be inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog-crone Bertrude shows herself in full.
That is a full stamina bar for her to pounce.
What became of her accomplices? Of one accomplice in particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
Okay, her run has a really wide turning circle, so it's a little tough to move against it. And she's a little slow, but...
Now then, reading one, know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with ye because of Sandalwood, because of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rites, and we shall aid ye in that plan. Thus, we are at thy disposal, and await thy bidding.
Who shall conduct the rite?
Bio update, Ignarius. So he's got the same thing still. Okay, now he's got one of the salute passives. Eh? Oh, they added another member to their team. So he's got a worm and he's got a crone with him. But in reserve, they have a cur. Alright. He was born under the Geminian star. He was born on the 2nd of 6th moon, suggesting he is thirsty for new experiences. Oh my god. His crime was assault. He struck a ranking Commonwealth official when he was not in danger. And his motive was anger. The record shows that he showed no ability to restrain himself. He's been in exile for 14 years. Born into a middling Commonwealth family, he got into trouble early and often, but found his calling in the Commonwealth's not entirely legal red light district. Most notably, he watched the doors of the Starry Eight, an infamous tavern where high-ranking Commonwealth officials sometimes showed up incognito to blow off some steam. One evening, a particularly belligerent guest got under his skin, so he gave him a tremendous thrashing. This guest turned out to be a wealthy chamberlain, who used his connections to get him arrested and then exiled. Alright, so, Bertrude is going to be our frontrunner.
Bertrude.
Then Faye
Faye,
and Ruki.
Ruki. It is done.
Okay, I think I am ready.
Alright, you damn Nightwings. Let's see what you got.
Begin. The orb slips from your clutches.
Shit!
The orb bathes first within the Nightwing's flame.
That's not good.
In the name of Solium Mur.
There we go.
Tis taken.
Shit!
You'll
Uh-oh.
have to do better than that.
There we go.
The purifying flame.
I should have given one of the I should have given them the searing contract. I didn't think about it. That's fine.
Spectacularly done.
All right, so far so good.
It seems the Nightwings are a bit ahead.
I gotta get them away from that fire.
Oh, poor Ruki.
There we go.
Ah, yes.
You Nightwings, you practicing, ain't ya? And what about you, Iggy? You're just a washed-up old goat. You're through. How long you gonna keep at this, getting weaker and weaker, worse and worse, huh? Come on then, Nightwings, finish it up already, will ya? Sooner we wrap this up, sooner we can all get some shut-eye and put an end to this damn day.
I almost feel kind of bad for Ignarius. Almost.
Such wherewithal. Now end the ceremony.
Shit.
Now take it. And it is done.
Got it.
The Nightwings prevail. They vastly outperformed their adversaries. The
Cool.
night is ended.
What a joke! Losing to you lot again! The younger me would have torn you to pieces. Ain't never getting out of here if we keep it on it like this.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
Oh, Ruki's so close to hitting level 4. Now Faye is too. Bertrude hit level 2, that's good.
The ancient crone called Bertrude opened up her eyes.
Thus does our grasp of the ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still.
Now what are her talent trees? Passion of the Wild Witch. Right masteries enhances the crone's ability to recover against all odds. Molten Milithe's dour disposition belied her unyielding determination to gain mastery in all things. Hex of Defeat. While Bertrude's Pyre has less than the adversaries, she deals an additional 5 damage. The Wild Witch would claim that for which her successful sorceries, 10,000 others failed. Greater Blast. Bertrude's Aura Blast arcs in a wider angle, banishing adversaries in an even larger area.
To this day, in all the Southern Bog, there are no sorceress more feared and renowned than Milithy. Sudden Blast. The charge of time before Bertrude can use her Aura Blast is greatly reduced. Molten Milithy was said to always heed her impulses, and it was they that compelled her to delve into the downside. Stubborn Flame. While Bertrude's Pyre has less than her adversaries deal 10 less damage to her Pyre. We shall find this weakling emperor, and we shall make him burn if he does not already. Molten Milithy. Sorceress of the Southern Bog. Right Mastery is enhancing a Crone's ability to press her advantage. Those who withstood Milithy's teachings found they long kept prodding at the edges of their understanding. Hex of Victory. While Bertrude's Pyre has more fire than the adversary, she deals an additional 5 damage. Many sought out Molten Milithy in hopes that she would either give them a blessing or curse their enemies. Vital Pounce. After Bertrude pounces on an adversary, she instantly recovers all of her stamina. Bertrude, she would never disclose her age, though some surmise she had lived for half a millennia or more. Serpent Swiftness. While slithering, Bertrude uses 50% less stamina and moves 30% more quickly. Milithy worked quickly, tirelessly, crafting talismans and arcane artifacts for spreading panic in the Empire. Feral Curse. Once per rite, while saluting her adversaries, Bertrude turns them into fast-moving howlers. Begone from here, lest I reduce thee to thy primal form. Milithy to the Imperial Chief Investigator. Definitely want to press our advantage.
Wild witch revealed. Until the next rite.
After overcoming the Tempers rather decisively, you return to the wagon to find Wolfred and the Lone Minstrel in the midst of a conversation. Most strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected.
Nor I, Wolfred, sir.
Then Wolfred notices you there. Reader, Tarek and I observed a strange occurrence in the skies. It appears that the star of Calimer Rope Collar is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. The first exiles came to these lands not by force, but by heeding the Rope Collar's deceptions. The traitorous former aide to the Emperor, his actions inadvertently led the 8 scribes to find each other. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make sure the wagon is ready in the meantime. You see only a single star illuminated far above, just as Wolfred indicated. You regard the looming star. Discern where it leads. Calimer, the Rogue Star. Star of the Astralborn, an ill omen which engulfs the star of the Broken Boyar. Plurnius, the Titan Star, star of the Sunken Queen, an ill omen which engulfed the star of the Wooded Watcher. Gandaroth, the Titan Star, star of the Serpent Lord, an ill omen which engulfed the star of the First Empress. Andriga, the Titan Star, star of the Blood Mistress, an ill omen which engulfed the star of the Moonstag Hunter. Man, Yizlok is huge. Arazek, the Titan Star, star of the Poisoned Root, an ill omen which engulfs the star of the Sandrunner. Sungrius, the Titan Star, star of the Archbeast, an ill omen which engulfed the star of the Songfisher. I'm looking to see if there are any other red stars that I might not have noticed, but it looks like it's just that one. Calimer, the Rogue Star. The Rogue Star burns bright over an isolated little island in the Sea of Solace. Udmilda is already on her way. Interact the challenge of the Withdrawn here next. We're going up against Udmilda again? Alright, fine. Medium, the 28th of 10th moon, 8:37 AS. I think this group is truly beginning to work together. Perhaps soon these Nightwings shall be superior even to their glory days. Now the Tempers are way down at the bottom, just the same way the Fate was. But now the Essence has taken the lead. At least as far as their favor has curried. Alright. Is that a bird's beak? Interesting.
Then we are summoned to the Isles of Calamir, deep within the Deathless Tempest.
The traitor Calamir Ropecaller fled to this strange island and met a fitting end. Have you been there before, Tarek?
So long ago, I scarce recall the time, only the scent. It is the place from whence the creatures native to this land spring forth.
Reader, let's not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We'll set forth at dawn and see for ourselves what to make of it.
Page revealed the Tempers. In the words of Haub the Swallow, the Accursed, Mur, the Horned One, formed the Tempers upon his own ideals. Ingrained in his triumvirate are basic truths about the dual roles of strength and gentleness. The Horned One, as he was... the Horned One, he has had a dualistic nature for as long as he and I are considered each other friends. The stories I am told about Mur's youth describes no one I know. All of us are capable of more. I once was an imp that could not write. Mur once was a man that could not think. The Tempers once were ordinary folk. Now they rise to greatness, always striving and never overreaching. They are not like Mur himself, rather. They are what Mur wished he could be. You know what, actually, Deej? Ignarius actually kind of fits that to a T. He's a lot more nuanced than I thought he was going to be. I thought he was just going to be some mindless dumb brute, but no. There's actually a degree of gentleness to him. Playing cards with Tizo, playing cards with Sir Gilman, picking at her food, searching for something to drink, watching the sky, nearby, out on the prowl, nearby. Hello, Bertrude. You are unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling, and yet there she is, doing just that. You soon see why. You have observed before how her manner seems to soften to a degree, to the degree that it can, whenever Volfred is around.
If only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude?
It appears they are reminiscing about the old times in the Commonwealth.
Flame-resistant inks, Sandalwood. 'Twas the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burnt to ash.
Flame-resistant inks, of course. The good officials who came to visit, they were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not stop to think the evidence was fireproof.
Alas, they later found a way to burn thy stamping press regardless. Thy written words, they moved us many times, and many others whom we know, there in the southern bogs.
A distant region of the Commonwealth, less well known despite technically being part of the nation. The cold and foreboding marshlands are home to the bog dwellers of Sahar, colloquially known as the Crones.
No matter, dear Bertrude. What's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them. Is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas.
Perhaps.
My words would not have reached near half as many was it not for you. Not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I am ever grateful for your sacrifice.
Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood.
Well, you shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Bertrude, for helping to fulfill a modest author's dream. What's a good stamping press without good inks?
No good at all.
They exchange a laugh at this, but then Even still, and through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us. Is that not so?
Bertrude.
Nay, we understand full well. Thou needest not further explain thyself.
There are different kinds of love, Bertrude.
On that account, thou hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood. They each remain silent for a while.
Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Blasted things they are. They act well on their own.
He puts away his pipe.
I am blessed to have you in my life. Back in the Commonwealth and here as well. I mean that. Although I know that is not enough.
At first, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then... Nay, Sandalwood, it is enough. It is enough. She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Volfred's turns away as well, politely bidding you a good evening. The two friends have inadvertently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw certain strength from one another. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Her and Volfred? Oh yeah. Well, I think that's more one-sided on Bertrude's side than it is for Volfred. He seems to think of them as just friends, but who knows? Is that Chastity again? Oh, they don't have anything else to say. Damn. Here we are. Now, we have not actually seen any of the areas here, I think. Oh, no, we have. We passed through here, but we didn't go to the Isle. The Barbed Reef, an old exposed reef off the coast of the Isle of Calamar. Bertrude believes she can find out chemical reagents she requires along this route. And the Sharp Shoal, an ice floe near the Isle of Calamar, sturdy enough for landing. Pamitha believes this is the faster route. You should have time to pursue your vocations. Alchemical ingredients or vocations, do you think, Deej? Personally, I'm about those vocations. That would help us increase our aura. I thought so. You make landing within the Deathless Tempest, far west of where you first breached through the shores beyond. You wonder which sort of celestial landmark lies hidden amidst these waters, though for now, you have some time left before continuing onwards. Explore the Sharp Shoal. You spend a quiet afternoon in the dark waters of the Sharp Shoal, surveying the areas with some of your companions. Even once proud worm knights of the Sea Dominion tend to avoid the cold here.
We're clear as far as I can tell, Sir Gilman. See anything?
This knight's keen eye has witnessed nothing of significance nearby. Your investigation yields nothing of note. The three of you return to the wagon for the remainder of the day, where you should have time to pursue your vocations. Hello, Pamitha. Tiny Tempest. Entertaining, but would unleash calamity if it were ever to be unbottled. Oh, cool. It makes a little lightning strike here. The Deathless Tempest. In the words of Molten Millithie, the Wild Witch, we waited for the Deathless Tempest to subside. We waited, but the Underking, he merely laughed and laughed, for the Deathless Tempest does not subside. What lies beneath that stretch of sea to cause such an upheaval is best left to myth and speculation. We made passage nonetheless, through sorcerer's aid and fortune, scarce seeing the surrounding enviros. We did detect a landform to the west. Solium Mur detected there the presence of the treacherous aide who lured him into exile, and then followed him in turn. Mur, in his wisdom, thought it best to be avoided. At last did we arrive on distant lands, though seeing them provided little comfort.
Greetings to you, lovely reader. I am at your disposal.
Oh, Sandra, come on! Why are you being so cold? Volfred is composing messages. Tarek is humming a melody. Tizo is out on a short flight. Faye is playing with the imps. Ruki is looking at the book's pictures. Hamatha is nearby. Bertrude is concocting enchantments. And Sir Gilman is practicing high dives. Pamatha is staring out the window as you approach.
I miss flying, reader darling. Take it from me. It feels as good as you'd expect. It's not enough for those Commonwealth brutes to cast us down here. If they can get their fingers on us, they make sure we never fly again as we once did. All while calling it an act of mercy. Let me ask you something, You've learned a thing or two. What have your studies taught you of my kind?
Pamatha wishes to know what you have learned of the harps. You know of the violence they caused. The harps of the Highwing remnants have despoiled the Commonwealth for an entire age. You know that they have suffered. The long-held enmity between the harps and the Commonwealth has led the winged races to ruin. You know you share a common ancestor. It is said that some of the ancient harps relinquished their wings. The conflict began. You know little of her kind. Commonwealth rumors and folktales are to be taken with a healthy dose of skepticism. I want to say that to answer her question correctly, we would need to say that they share a common ancestor. Really? That's what you want to say? You understand that long ago there was only one tribe. They flew together and conquered the known world, but some of their descendants were born different. These wingless ones had little choice but to tend the land, with their hands of flesh. Over time, the wingless were disavowed, abandoned. It is said that they were born under dark stars. In times, they formed the Empire, and they fought back. Not all of the winged and wingless were at odds, and famous harps such as St. Trieste Tithys proved kinship could be possible. Nonetheless, old hatreds are not easily assuaged.
That is a fairly accurate to our account of things. So in a manner, you yourself are kindred to me. My kind certainly aren't known for their good sense of humor, I can tell you that. My little tongue got me in no small amount of difficulty till I learned to keep it well under control. The mountains that I come from, the views there certainly are something, but there's a bleakness to it too, being surrounded by those consumed by their desire to avenge. We are very proud like that. Everybody vying to be the strongest, to kill the most of you. That way, we might just get a shot with the prince. Continue the line, if he even exists. Your understanding is that the male harps are all gone, although perhaps one remains. They mate as poison spiders do, and they would slay each other in their sleep. The Archjustice Androboldus, the 9th, I think. No, 11th. Archibaldus the 11th. Imagine that being the best case scenario, darling.
She shakes her head.
Anyway, I was just thinking I rather enjoyed the traveling we've done. The change of scenery does me some good. Perhaps I'll stick to wandering after all this. In fact, I fancy for some wandering right now, if you'll excuse me.
She heads out of the wagon into the dark waters of the Deathless Tempest. Definitely made the right call there. Your deepening knowledge of the Book of Rites is not nearly enough. Aspects of it still elude you. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. What you have come to understand of this book, can you recite its pages by heart? Have you internalized its teachings? In its lack of limits, you experience yours. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or within, you cannot tell. You gain the reader's influence, righteousness. Each rank raises your exile's glory, raising the pyre damage they deal by 1. Now they all have +1 glory. Continue your journey. One of the downside celestial landmarks. You are to conduct the rite here soon against Udmilda and the Withdrawn. Here in the eerie stillness of the Deathless Tempest, you encounter a messenger imp come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. The news this time pertains to Jodariel, whom you liberated at the fall of Solium. You learn Jodariel's past transgressions have all been forgiven. She was soon to be reinstated on the Blood Border, on the presumption that she wanted her old status back. In fact, she was offered an especially prestigious leadership position in the First Veil, for a demon such as she could not be seen in the streets. The First Veil, an elite Blood Border platoon shrouded in secrecy other than the famous result of its operations. The Commonwealth's veiled leaders always were surrounded by sentinels in similar garb. But she refused the gesture, rather bluntly the report suggests. Instead, she sought Volfred's agents, as well as several of her former fostered sons and daughters, and so the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. The last part of the messenger imp's news must have been damaged in transit, though appears to be in Jodariel's own words. All you can tell is that it says, await. You thank the messenger imp for relaying this information. Your companions are excited to discuss the news. Tizo is fired up about the news of Jodariel's return to the Commonwealth.
We can envision it. A demon such as she, set loose within the Commonwealth. Wonder what the rest of her message said. You give it to him first, Jody. I knew you had it in you.
She is an inspiration to us all! Or to this night, she is at least.
Do you think she still has her horns now that she's back up there?
The news of Jodariel's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. Your companions have gained +1 hope in their next rite. Wish Jodariel luck. Your wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Calamir. Bizarre outcroppings give it a foreboding feeling. In the distance, you hear odd gibbering noises that sound like tribe imps? The Isle of Calamir. In the words of Lucelurian, 100 Minds the Scholar, the traitor Calamir Ropecaller, whereas he brought about our empire's fall, whereas he nearly claimed the life of our dear Solium, we forgive him. We have forgiven him. We give him a certain thanks for him, for he has played a vital part in the Star's plan. If not for him, then we, the 8 scribes, would never have aligned. We never found the rope collar. He fled into the sea, towards an isle, which we knew well to avoid. 'Twas there we think that Calamir tattered Mantle finally did him in, among the wild imps. Should the stars ever convene about that isle, it shall be to signify that their long dance across the sky is driving to a close. What? Uh-oh. That's not good.
Come on, I got you.
Whoa, guys. How did you find me all the way out here? I mean, this is for extra special customers. I'm only joking. Only joking. You're the only customers I've got.
Moshe.
Got you again. Only joking about that too. 'Cause I got tons of customers. It's just they already bought a lot of stuff today, so they're not here, okay? Anyway, I just got in a little something here which maybe you'll be into. Been hearing about these little numbers for a while. Check them out.
He reveals to you a set of 2 rings, the Jeweled Band and the Ruined Band. Paired Talisman grants the bearer +2 presence, +2 quickness, and +2 hope. At the start of a round, briefly gain infinite stamina if the ally has the Ruined Band, an old enchanted ring never found far from its humbler looking counterpart. The Ruined Band Grant the bearer +2 presence, +2 quickness, and +2 hope. At the start of the round, briefly gain infinite stamina if an ally has the jeweled band. A plain-looking enchanted ring never far from its more attractive counterpart.
Thinking these thingers are supposed to be for a couple of lovebirds, you know what I mean? But anybody could probably use them, provided they was to buy them off me. I was gonna get them for myself, but anyways, let me know if you want them.
88 apiece. We don't have nearly enough. And even if we sold a bunch of the talismans we have, unless we sell some of the special talismans, which I don't want to do, we can't afford those. Womp.
So, be seeing you guys.
Alright, Deej. I think for this upcoming rite, considering we're fighting against another crone, Bertrude should probably be with us. Because I'm sure she'll have some special interactions with Midhilda. That being said, Tizo, Faye, and Ruki are pretty close to a level up. I say, personally, we should bring in Bertrude, Faye, and maybe either Ruki or Tizo. Yeah, remember, we gotta focus on actually gaining people enlightenment to get them the hell out of here. So anybody that's close to a level, we should probably try and prioritize that. So, Bertrude, Tizo, and then who else do you think? So do you think Bertrude, Tizo, and Faye? Okay, I can agree with that. Ruki's gonna get liberated next. That sounds good. Commence the rite. The moon is more dour than usual as you make preparations for the coming rite. A hush has fallen over you and your fellow exiles, and a sense of dread hangs in the air. At least one of your companions is unfazed.
We sense the influence of one of our own. She's nearby. Her mind, corrupted, calls out, screaming. Canst thou hear it, perhaps?
She speaks of the witch Udmilda, the adversary whom you were expected to face this night.
The witch, she doth revere an ancient undying god, and unyielding on this land and on her consciousness. We may attempt an exorcism here, for the conditions are unique, and she may not be expecting us. To abate it yet. However, 'tis a risk upon her mind and my own, although a worthwhile risk, perhaps.
Bertrude seems to think that Udmilda can be weakened somehow through the coming rite. Then the stars above begin to shimmer with their strange light. I mean, do you want to just call it quits now after we finish this?
There, the star of Yizlok, our adversary worships it, and whom it represents. Fixated upon the stars, reading one, if thou so darest invoke its power. Do so, and our adversary Udmilda, she shall be emboldened, but also left vulnerable to our own sorceries. We may yet limit her ambitions thus.
Bertrude asks you to invoke the star of Yizlok in this rite. Lord Gandroth, +8 presence. Yizlok Astralborn, your adversary is always more cunning and quicker to react. I think it's this and then one more. Also, dude, we need to choose here. You did hear what Bertrude said, right? If we invoke the Star Titan, we might be able to weaken Udnilda during the rite. But if we do that, this is a much tougher challenge. Think we can handle it? You think we can do it?
Islak, Astralborn.
All right, let's see how we do.
A glorious eve to you as ever, O you exiles of the Nightwings. The 8 scribes dragged you all the way into the blasphemous Isle of Kaelmer.
Kaelmer, that's how you
Here
say
you're
his
to be
name.
surrounded by even more gibbering nitwits than usual.
Oh, that's a big skull.
Your adversaries in the rites this eve shall be the Withdrawn. Reduce their pyre to a smolder and step closer to freedom.
Bro,
Now
this is just a
prepare
soccer or a
yourselves.
football field.
What have we here? Ye have returned once more unto our presence. We sent someone among ye. Who?
Bertrude slithers forth and gazes at her adversary.
Thou maggot. We should have known.
But Bertrude does not respond.
Ye Nightwings, that one shall be of little benefit to ye. That one's sorcery is only a pittance to the overwhelming might of Yislak. Soon ye shall see. Reading one, thou invoke the star of Yislak. So then, beware. Though our sorceries shall Udnilda be cast into hopeless doubt about her faith upon her god. It shall be done if we prevail, but only if our own mind shall perhaps be forfeit otherwise.
It seems that through the outcome of this rite, either Udnilda shall be permanently weakened, or Bertrude shall instead.
Now we shall get started.
Oh boy. Okay, before we go into whatever clusterfuck this is about to be, I'm gonna step away and let my dogs out really quick. I will be right back.
Choose.
Okay, I'm back. I'm not gonna lie to you, Deej. The stakes are high with this one. I'm nervous. We've never invoked one of the Star Titans, and I really didn't have a plan to, honestly, but... Shit. Okay, this changes our strategy a little bit. Oh, she's almost max level! Oh boy. The other two aren't, thankfully. She's the dangerous one. Do we want to stick with the original team setup that we decided to come up with for this, or do we want to change our strategy a little bit? What do you think? I think Bertrude definitely should be a part of this, regardless of who else we pick.
Bertrude.
Oh, that's a good fucking question, man. I agree. So I think instead we should choose, instead of Tizo, we'll go with your earlier suggestion. We'll choose Sir Gilman, and we'll choose Faye. What do you think?
Your decision.
What do you think, Deej? Sir Gilman and then Faye? We'll go with our fastest characters?
Sir Gilman. Faye. Very well.
What is this terrible presence all around us? It cannot be the scribes. It cannot be.
Ha! Now then, Night Wings, ye wish to mock Yeeslok. Ye, in your infinite foolishness, shall be the first to suffer! As the rite commences, the imps throughout the cavernous area roar with excitement. Our struggles and our plan, mere entertainment to these loathsome creatures.
Begging your pardon, sir. The imps of the Isle are rather passionate about the rites. Just now, they offer a bounty in soul if our triumvirate proves worthy.
They would pay us in exchange for what exactly? And where did they get the soul for that matter?
My understanding is that they wish us to perform various feats of glory. As for the source of their wealth, who can say how much soul lies lost within the sea?
Flashy displays of mastery in the rites, for which certain types of imps are willing to pay to see.
Reader, it may seem beneath you, but the opportunity is real. The soul could be a benefit.
Indeed, then, reader. My king, it is for you to decide if entertaining these sad creatures is a justifiable distraction during these affairs. We trust your judgment. Now let us not distract you further.
Henceforth you shall be tasked with feats of glory during the rites. Salute the imps.
Commence.
Shit!
An inauspicious start.
Uh-oh.
solution.
One of our own. Seeketh ye the lifeblood for thyselves, yes? Ye wretched witch. Tampering with Eldritch forces of which ye knowest not, ye forfeit everything for an abomination from the stars. Quaint! We thought perchance ye sought the true enlightenment, yet ye reveal yourselves to be as narrow as the things with which ye now consort. Keithlock shall devour ye as all the rest.
Ah, the foul witch Udmilda. Would that she served the scribes as faithfully as the monstrosity which she adores. How utterly brazen.
Okay, we're tied up right now.
Let's see you Nightwings keep this up.
I gotta get them away from their pyre. They're not budging though, which is annoying. There, that's the opening I needed. Got it!
With grace.
The imps grow more and more agitated with each passing moment. Some start spilling into the sacred grounds.
Foolish imps, untamed, stay back, ye spawn from Yeeslock, ye learn his patience.
What are those blasted creatures doing? This is a sacred tradition, not some boorish spectacle.
Are those howlers?
Glorious.
That's not good. There's howlers on the field now.
Was a crushing blow against their pyre.
One more point,
No more
and we
than
win.
A lick of flame remains.
We got it!
And it is done.
Woo!
The Nightwings once again prevail.
The scribes themselves surely have taken note.
Holy shit, I didn't think we were gonna pull that off.
The ceremony is complete.
How can this be? How can this be? Yeeslock, answer us. Yeeslock? Yeeslock?
Witch Udmilda continues with her screaming, having been defeated in the rite. You observe Bertrude there, fixated in a meditative pose.
There, Udmilda. Relent. Relent. Thy God has not abandoned thee, because thy God is dead. Thy God is dead. Pray to him all thou'st like, yet it shall do thee no good.
As Bertrude recedes into the shadows, Udmilda slumps down, staring at nothing before her.
Impossible. This cannot be. Answer us. Answer us.
Udmilda suffered a -5 hope. Permanently. May the scribes have mercy.
What stirs now in the hearts of all these exiles?
I feel so overwhelmed. I think because the scribes, they speak to me and lift me up whenever I begin to think I am going to fall.
Nice!
Bertrude's lust for knowledge becomes manifest.
The strange designs of the 8 scribes, their everlasting sorceries are strong within this land, and we shall yet make further use of them, we think.
I got nervous when they scored that first goal on us. After you and your fellow exiles vanquish the Withdrawn, you find a lone minstrel tending to one of your own. Bertrude seems to be unwell, although you cannot sense why. How are you feeling, madam?
We are terribly weary. We fear that we have taken ill somehow, for ours is a strength not easily suppressed.
I see. Then please do not exert yourself, or try. The lone minstrel motions for you to come closer. Reader, Bertrude appears rather disoriented and more fatigued than usual. Reported feeling not entirely present. Symptoms of banishment sickness. An ailment suffered by those who frequently conduct the rites, debilitating but fleeting. The sense of loss and isolation during banishment sometimes extends beyond that time. She should be able to take part in light activities, I think, but under no circumstances shall she be able to conduct the common rites. Now then, I ought not keep you from the stars above. Please, go and look at them, for all of us, I think, are anxious to depart this place. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. You gaze into the darkness of the night. Okay, so Bertrude's out of commission. We can't use her again. Triesta, Jomer, and Gol. Harn, the Star Titan, Star of the Time Singer, an ill omen which engulfs the star of the Great Oarsman. I'm just looking around at any of the other Titan stars that we might have unlocked. But it doesn't look like it. It's only just the one. Okay, so Jomer puts us up against the Accused. Gol puts us up against Manly, again. And Triesta puts us up against Sir Deluge. We have one more right until the next liberation. Another omen is the stars align above the Isle of Kaelmer. It seems they yet have some surprises left in store for us. No matter. Another liberation rite is fast approaching. We have fought both of them already at least once. If I can put my 2 cents in here, I want to go up against each of the Triumvirates at least once more, so we can learn their stories. That said, of the ones that we have access to right now, only the Accursed is the one we haven't fought. Besides, I don't think we're in any threat of running into Manly or the Pyre Hearts in the Liberation Rite. If anything, we're going to go up against the Essence, which is going to be Tamitha and her group. Look, I know, man, as much as I would love to just continue to kick them in the teeth, we are trying to learn as much as we can about the different things. So, this time, we'll go and take on the Accused. Ah, so we shall once again square, so we shall soon square against Lindell the Liar and the Accusers. Him I know all too well. Perhaps you notice that he doesn't like us very much. He then tells you what he knows of your next adversary. Lindell the Liar, the first adversary you confronted in the rites, not long after you took your first steps on the path to freedom. A former constable of the Commonwealth, he gained a reputation for his strict and brutal manner. By any means, he always caught the crook. Once he arrested a civilian who hated him, on suspicion of theft of Commonwealth artifacts that had gone missing. Lindell discovered the artifacts himself in the civilian's home. The suspect was soon exiled. Still, he denied the charge, even as they cast him downriver. The case was investigated further, though too late. Suspicions turned to Lindell. It turned out he planted the damning evidence himself, so he was exiled in turn. In the downside, he soon became acquainted with the rites, having heard all of this from several people in high places.
He asserted himself as the de facto leader of the accusers. They bent to his aggressive nature, and prevailed many times under his watch. Yet each time his chance at liberty arose, the Nightwings either defeated him or simply did not show.
He wishes more than anything to outdo the Nightwings, perhaps even more so than to be free again. Let us give him another opportunity. For now, have a good night, my kid.
You bid Volfred a good evening. At dawn you shall take flight again. Oh! You have to invoke the Curse of the Titans to get them in the book. Ew. Come on, grab the mushrooms, thank you. Yeah, that was the final page. Prevail under the Titan stars to reveal more. In the words of Under King Oris, the Sea Sojourner, the stars shine strangely beneath the sea. This one dared rise from the water so that he could see them plain, the burning essence of those who came before. Our lives are but a quest to join the stars. This one longed to be the brightest, but in the downside, this one met those whose own stars shall doubtless burn at least as hot. Together we achieved great deeds. You may have seen some evidence of it. The remnants of the greater Titans, which once darkened this dark land. But in our kinship was the strength to conquer them. It is this one's humble charge to chronicle those deeds, and may the Titan stars never stain the dark sky during your time. Yizlok Astralborn. In the words of Under King Oris, the Sea Sojourner, the foul name of the Star Titan is written here but once. Do not invoke it, lest you aid its reawakening. It sips upon despair and fear and doubt, and lands such as our own. 'Twas our mighty mistress Milithe who tracked the Astralborn monstrosity within its loathsome pit, where it lay nursing wounds sustained from traveling across the stars in search of simple prey. The wicked Astralborn could drive a lesser creature to the brink of sanity with a mere passing glance, but not Milithe. She cast upon the fiend 100 words of binding, each one more binding than the last. With the creature's iridescent skin, we bound the book, and bound ourselves unto the stars. So of all the Titans, that one's the most dangerous. Alright, Pramitha's preening her plumage, Bertrude's feeling out of sorts, Volfred is doing laundry with Faye. Oh, that's cute. Tizo is cleaning up the cobwebs, Ruki and Sir Gilman are nearby, and Faye is doing the laundry with Volfred. Tarek is out on the sea breeze. Sandra is smiling to herself. You still won't talk to me? Rude! I want to talk to you. You find Sir Gilman searching intently for something or another. His eye is shut tight, his brow furrowed in deep concentration. He acknowledges your presence in the most minimal way possible and continues scanning the environment. You shall have to forgive this knight's impertinence to you, Master Reader, for he is on the hunt at this time. Using his acute sense of hearing, which is much more accurate whilst underwater but shall have to suffice in this case, he shall track down a most elusive character. A character who has eluded this knight time and again, and for whom this knight seeks to learn still superior evasive strategies, applicable when next he may conduct the rites. Hold! Is that? You have no idea to whom he is referring. When? Stick it up, worm! You're caught out. I could have wrung your neck just now, you know. Oh! This knight has failed again! Alas, Master Ruki, once more you have outwitted this poor knight and outmaneuvered him. Please, you must reveal the secret to your speed and cunning! Take it easy, chum. You're not half bad yourself. Besides, I was getting pretty sick of running circles all around those slowpokes before you showed up while we were out at sea. Do you truly mean that, Master Ruki? But no, it cannot be, for this knight has never seen anyone as deft and fleet of foot as you. Certainly, it must be advantageous to possess 4 feet, while this knight has but 1, if so it may be called. And yet, we are all born with necessary means, and we must all make do. Look, chum, you gotta stop being so hard on yourself already. You ever thought maybe you ought to give yourself a break once in a while? Never!
This knight deserves no break, not while there is honor to be gained. He is merely a worm, one of roughly 8 billion of his kind. Thus he must strive to be remarkable, and to exceed what is expected of him.
Guess what, chum? You went and did that already. I thought all you Sea Dominion types were just a bunch of meatheads who didn't care for nothing but a fight. But you have been downright decent. Even made me break a sweat a couple of times out there, when I thought maybe we got somebody quicker on his foot than me. The point I'm trying to make is, it's been good having you with us. I always say, it's worth having someone quick around to keep you on your toes.
For a moment you wonder if Sir Gilman is about to weep. Sensing the same, Rookie immediately changes the subject.
Now, come on, you want to go another round or what? There's some good hiding spots outside where I can show you how we curs get the drop on unwary passers-by in a very honorable way.
This knight would be most honored, Master Rookie.
As the two of them head off to further train together, you catch notice of the Book of Rites there in the wagon. The rites, which so stress trust and reliance on one's fellow exiles. The 8 scribes likely did not envision Sir Gilman and Rookie in particular as conductors of their sacred tradition, yet perhaps theirs is a sort of kinship which they had in mind. Aww. Those two have like a real bromance bond. I actually really like those two together. It's sweet. I really like it. Okay, Deej. We've been going now for almost 4 hours. You said you were kind of getting tired. Do you maybe want to just stop here and we'll pick this up next time? Or how are you feeling? You want to stop here? Okay. Then I think this is where we'll stop for now. We made a lot of really good progress over the course of this, so I can be happy with that. Quite a bit happy, actually. I am going to put this out there, though. I don't know if we're going to invoke the Titan Stars very often. That was nerve-wracking. Way more than it probably should have been. But if we can use it to cripple one of the others, I absolutely think we should. Yes, I know, Deej, lore. But we need to be careful. We want to keep our perfect win streak going, don't we? We've gotten this far without losing a single match. You know, outside of the ones where it doesn't matter. But still, you want to keep that perfect win streak up, don't you? Because I sure do. I love you too, Deej. Yes, I know. Alright, I'll tell you what. If we feel like we can get away with it, depending on our opponent, we will invoke a single Titan Star each game, just to see. Since the regular rites don't necessarily matter, but I don't want to lose our perfect win streak, man, so we need to be very careful with which star we invoke. And yes, I know, we'll get the lore done. However, standing rule. For Liberation Rites, especially for the Liberation Rites, no Titan Stars. Those are too important. Do you agree with that? Okay, then we'll discuss this more when we next pick this up, what we're going to do. For now, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your night. Take care, and I will see you all next time. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night, Deej. I love you.